I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to Sports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
Got young Chris in the TD booth. JB Smooth the 1-2s. I wish I would have thought to grab the graphic from Chris's podcast with Will Levis last night. Exclusive interview. Make sure you guys check that one out. How'd that go, by the way? Yeah?
Yeah, it was a dope sit down. I enjoyed it.
I saw you had Jackson Mahomes on, too.
What's that?
Jackson
Mahomes. I don't know if he was like part of the pod. He was just up there.
I don't condone that behavior.
Yeah. What? Why'd you make your face?
I don't know. Chris doesn't condone that behavior.
Oh, you know what he did?
No. Yeah.
Jackson Mahomes canceled.
Yeah.
About fucking
damn time.
After that Sean Taylor stuff, I was ready to fucking deck him. Although he's like 6'7". That's a big dude.
He is a big dude.
It's a giant.
But Will Levis is misunderstood. Let me just go on the record and put that out there, that he's misunderstood. He's actually a very normal guy.
Is that what he says?
Really down to earth.
Yeah.
Humble dude.
Hey, I can't see it. I can kind of see it. I actually am excited about today's show. There's some interesting news to come out. Some regarding the Texans. I think that relates to the Detroit Lions. Some regarding to Detroit Lions. And this is like from the past couple of days, we've given you guys some sources that we've never really been comfortable with. Mm-hmm. Today is a source that like the whole Detroit Lions community is familiar with a rumor of a certain prospect they like. Yeah. They like very much. Which I had a take on that one. I have an opinion on that one. But
Dan Snyder sold the team finally.
Yeah.
$6 billion. $6 billies. I just like a scumbag like that just gets $6 billion to go away.
I think that all the time. I'm like, hold on, you're forcing this dude. The same thing. Sterling had to go because like he can't be part of like the league voting and all that good stuff like that. But like, like you're giving them like B's.
Big B's
to just go away. Like, all right, yeah, sure, no problem. Although this guy did feel like he was like kicking and screaming on his way out the door.
Yeah, for sure.
The Amazon stuff. I feel like some of the moves he made in the offseason were like just petty jabs at like whoever would have buy the team next. Because it was rumored to be Bezos initially, but not what
Josh Harris.
Josh
Harris. There you go.
Yeah, not Jeff Ross.
There's a J in there. Jeff Ross, the comedian.
Jeff Ross cannot afford the Commanders.
I actually did a podcast with him before.
With Jeff Ross?
Nah, I don't know what to call it. It wasn't like it was a stream. There's this app called I don't remember the fucking name of the app.
Cameo? Are you talking about Clubhouse?
Yeah, it was something. It was actually something just like that.
Yeah.
It's like you go on this app and like you just talk like freely, and like they match you up, they pair you up randomly with like somebody else, and like they would pay like comedians or like D-list celebrities like to be on there. No offense, Jeff Ross. I don't know his status celebrity.
He's definitely a D-list celebrity.
Okay, well, makes sense. So he was on there, and then I paired with him. And so like the longer people listen to you, you gather these points. At the end of the week, you know the point rankers, you get paid. Yeah. And so like he had kept me on for a minute. We just kind of like just roasting each other and like just laughing, saying some funny shit.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That's dope.
The most random shit in my life.
That is pretty wild.
That was pretty wild. I used to kill it on that app too. But anyway. Don't let the Pistons, the 12-year-old Pistons fan, I'm hurry up and get this one out of the way. John, don't clip this. 0 for 2 on my picks last night for the NBA play-in. Chris, 2-0, right?
No, I picked Pelicans.
1-1.
Yeah, I picked Pelicans.
I know somebody was 2-0.
JB's 2-0.
JB was 2-0.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. Is this camera out?
Yeah, I'm fixing it right now.
I say you put on the wrong black guy.
Degenerate JB. Maybe you should actually follow his picks. Man's 2-0 last night.
Yo, Levine fucking went stupid.
Yeah, Zach Levine went off.
He went stupid. What do you think about DeMar DeRozan's daughter? If we did that shit, we'd get kicked out the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Guarantee we've been kicked out the game.
1,000%.
They're like, bro, haha, it's so cute. All right. Keep that same energy when I'm doing it next year.
Wait until the Pistons get a playoff game.
100%. Wait till I'm calling LeBron thick.
Yeah.
Baseline again. The Pelicans. I didn't get to finish the Pelicans game. Was it close or what? I was really disappointed.
It came down to the last possession. Shea hit a fall away jumper to put him up, and then they fumbled the inbounds a couple times.
Although Shea sounds like she, a lot of people are saying Shea is him.
Shea is him.
Is he?
He's a baller.
I mean, I did not expect that team to make the playoffs this year. And Sam Presti,
did not expect Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to average like 32 points a game either.
Yeah. Like, that one's believable because, like, somebody's got to score on a bad team, but, like, they're a good team.
Giddy was balling.
He had 32, didn't he?
He was balling. And Lou Dort hit, like, he was balling, too.
He started off the game hot,
I was
straight.
here, and I was watching it. I look up. It's like Lou Dort 3. I was like, oh, all right, bet. I go back, do a little shit on my computer for the prep. Look up Lou Dort 3. I was like, damn, bro. He literally hit like 3 in a row at one point. I was like, damn, all right.
It's crazy to think they still have 2 more picks in this year's draft.
And Chet didn't play.
So really like 3 picks.
Yeah.
First-round picks are getting back next year. Sam Presti's the best GM in the NBA. Not to win a ring. That was worth looking back at.
Yeah.
Look back at it.
Whoa.
Anyway. Sam Presti definitely the best GM in the NBA not to win a ring.
Sam Presti? Oh, for sure.
The way he's like recycled that. And let's be real too about that.
Danny Ainge.
Yeah, but Danny Ainge won a ring.
With who?
With the Big Three.
With the Celtics.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Celtics. But
he's there forever. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he put them together. Yeah. That's on him.
That's part of it too, though. With Presti, Presti does have the luxury of having all of that time. Yeah. Like, not taking anything away from him, but he's had the luxury of, at this point, he can go through as many rebuilds, do any trade he wants. He's got that, that Greg Popovich type of touch.
But to be fair, he's earned it.
Yeah, he's earned it. I'm not saying he hasn't.
Yeah. Oh, away fan, my car is good. I fixed it. $400 later. It's
just keeps going up $50 every time.
Well, it was like $350 because I had to get an oil change too, but it was my front right tire was dry rotted and bald, and the guy was like, "You're driving on a landmine." I was like, "Oh fuck!" I was like, "All right, well, I'm glad I got it fixed."
Did it happen during the oil change?
Huh?
Like they're doing the oil change and they caught that or what?
No, bro, my shit was.
Oh.
Like
yeah.
I'd drive my steering wheel,
Wow, baby.
And then I'd hit the freeway and be like,
yeah. Oh damn.
That's shit was.
Sheesh.
I'd let go of the steering wheel and be like,
How would you want your like RIP merch to look like? Let's plan this out now because I want it to look fresh.
Yeah.
Definitely beard spinny, right? Or like what?
What?
Like beard spinny, or you want like
beard spinny. I don't know.
Gotta have the SIG.
Like the old like
SIG?
Old like 2000s like graffiti.
That's
t-shirts.
how you want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I seen something like what you're wearing now.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of hard too.
Oh yeah, like the.
With like.
Pretty dope. Shout out Mobile Gundam.
Shout out.
Add an anime touch to it.
I got the shoes on too.
Those shoes are hard. First thing I noticed.
They match the shirt.
Yeah. Bitches go do guard.
No, it's like literally those are the Gundam Wing shoes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's even harder.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I wore them when we interviewed Buck and.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did say something because he's wearing a shirt, didn't he?
Yeah, Buck was wearing the.
Yeah, that's right.
Gundam Wing hoodie.
Joaquin Buckley and Charles Energy Johnson. We've got a fight coming up too. Speaking of UFC fighters, Rob Font will be joining us after his $50K bonus he got on UFC 2. What card was it? 287.
Yep.
Fucking KO. That shit was dope.
That was gnarly, dude. Gnarly. He brought that shit up from the floor. Dead strength. Wah. Sleep. I was hyped.
That shit was dope. I was listening to him talk about it. I really could have hit him up because that's the homie for real. He rocks the heavies, heavy, no pun intended. And like I already knew he was gonna be bombarded for like the Monday interviews and stuff like that. So it was really cool out get him today. But I was listening to talking about this one interview. He's like he hit him once, saw the eyes roll in the back of his head. He was like, "Fuck it, dodge one more, then hit that one more time, put him out." 50K. That's his first fight since having his daughter too, and he got that extra $50K bonus from Uncle Dana, so that's pretty dope too.
Yeah, good for him, man.
We'll be talking to him on the show. And then Alex Pereira, speaking of UFC news, officially moved up to 205. And he ducking the smoke from Eazy or what?
Yeah, he's ducking the smoke.
Yeah. You know what the, like...
He knows he got found out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, honestly, it is.
It is interesting.
Because here's another way that him and Eazy could tie back into, like, the trilogy, I guess, is if Pereira goes up to 205, he kills it. Because there's already smoke between him and Jamal kind of brewing right now. So and obviously I'd root for Jamal in that situation.
Oh, for sure.
If Pereira ends up with the belt, Izzy's already cleaned out 185.
Mm-hmm.
Move up.
Pop up.
Yeah, try for the double champ.
That'd be dope.
Why not? I do like that question though. What would your RIP merch look like? I feel like you should pre-plan that stuff. You don't want you be remembered on like an ugly ass shirt. I don't want one of the graffiti ones. I'm gonna hit a Kiwi. Kiwi's doing mine. Show your shirt, Chris.
Yeah, hit up Kiwi.
Yeah.
This
dude on the street gave it to me today. I was walking down Woodward, and some homeless man gave this to me. It looks alright. What do you guys think?
That's a swaggy ass homeless man.
Yeah, dude. I thought so, but I thought it was also crazy.
Chris
he didn't want
reverse Malik Willis.
Oh,
He's not giving clothes to homeless
taking
people.
shirts
He's
from homeless people?
taking clothes from homeless people.
You did have like a story, like a real life story about you punching a homeless man. You're proud of it.
That's how he started
Yeah.
it.
Because
I punched
was
this homeless
defending
guy.
a girl. I was defending a girl who was getting attacked. So
Sure you were.
JB, did we hook you up with a shirt?
she goes to a
No,
different
I'm
school.
still waiting on mine.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn.
You
I
said it
thought
was
we
in the
gave him
mail.
one.
I don't know. You got the box, bro.
I do got the box. To be fair, this is the reason why we always like roll them out again.
Yeah.
The bitch is like one size smaller. than,
Yeah.
like,
They
every
were.
size.
Yeah. We had to size everybody up one.
Yeah, that shit was not cool. That's the one. That's the merch game is fun when you like make something dope, but like actually getting like quality. Mm-hmm. The shirt's quality, but it's just like the size is not. I hate that as a heavyweight. You order 2X.
Yeah. The Ronin 99 says, "Why are you taking home clothes from a homeless guy?"
He gave it to me. Like he didn't want it.
He pulled it off his
Oh,
back.
he didn't want
He
it.
did. He genuinely didn't want it. He was
Nice.
like, "This. I don't have a lot of things, and
So
I
you're
could
just
use
walking around
things."
shirtless and threw that on?
Yeah, I was. I was.
Fucking hate you, bro.
Classic. And then he punched him. He said, "Thanks for the shirt." Whack!
Boom. Happy birthday, Dan Campbell, by the way. Gotta get that one out the way.
Yeah. Happy birthday, MCDC. How old do you think he is?
Off the top of my head,
47.
44.
44 was my guess.
44? Oh.
Was my
Do you
guess.
know JB?
He's 47.
40.
For real?
Damn,
Yeah.
for real?
Let's go.
You knew that.
No, I was
Cheated.
just about to Google
You
it.
cheated.
I swear to God.
Fucking cheater.
Swear to God on Holly's life.
Sure, dude. Holly's not even a human, dude.
We
Yeah.
just talked about your RIP merch. Like, don't do that,
That's fair.
Spencer.
Ooh.
What? I didn't say my life.
Oh,
That's the trend. RIP merch for your dogs. Like throughout life, you go through a couple dogs. Let's be real.
I've had 3 dogs in my life.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, you don't have really nothing to remember them other than like a couple pictures, maybe.
No, I get them stuffed. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, no offense to anybody that does get the
quiet.
dog stuff, but it's kind of weird.
That's pretty fucking weird.
Pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
I wonder too, like, cause you know, like you go to. Well, I promise you, we're talking sports after this, but when you go to like the funerals and you know that embalming, you know, but it's not the person you
They look way different.
look nothing like
Yeah,
that.
that's why I want to be cremated.
I agree. Make me into like a fake jewelry or something.
Yeah.
Wear me around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Put me in the blunt like Tupac.
when I die,
Hell yeah.
bury
Is that what
me
they did with
inside
Tupac?
the
Yeah, they
Louis
put his
Star.
ashes in a blunt.
For real?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
hard.
And the Outlaws smoked it.
Yeah.
And who smoked it?
The Outlaws.
That's what's up.
I mean, it figured they ruined Tupac's discography, so I guess they can ruin his remains.
Damn.
Damn. It's fucked up.
I hate the Outlaws.
I hate your fucking Drake riggings.
Yeah.
It's
How'd
fine.
that go, by the way?
Well, good. It was a really dope conversation. I enjoyed it. Me and my co-host, shout out my guy Amr. We had a lot of pretty similar rankings, except he had Dark Lane demo tapes high for some reason.
He had what?
I couldn't stand that.
Dark
He had
Wings?
Dark Lane demo tapes
Darkwing
really high.
Duck.
Yeah, that's where my mind went to.
Darkwing Duck is
Yeah.
my shit.
But
You're pretty good at that sound.
Oh yeah, I used to do it loud as fuck in the cafeteria, just randomly.
That makes sense. You look like the kid that,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the high school version of you looks like.
Oh yeah.
Kid that would be
I
doing
used
that
to be a
shit.
little
what
piece
that
of
makes
shit.
random
Yeah.
noises.
Yeah. Chubby, curly headed. Guys, I put mayo in my coffee this morning.
Did not do that. Did not do that.
All right,
Those,
guys.
those super donuts used to hit though. We had free breakfast. Well, I had free breakfast and then free lunch too. But
Mm-hmm.
free lunch, I used to hook that because I got free lunch and then I was cool with the lunch ladies, and so I'd slide they'd slide me like the actual, like not the little like plastic cup orange juice,
Yeah.
like the actual like bottle orange juice, and throw me a cookie in there. Shit was clutch. Hot Cheetos and cheese, Bosco sticks or pizza sticks.
Fire.
I miss
Bosco
school
sticks are
lunch
fire.
sometimes. That shit used to hit.
Oh yeah.
Bosco sticks
Bosco
are
sticks
fire.
fire.
Bosco sticks are fire.
Bosco
No matter
sticks
what
fire.
school, the Bosco sticks were always fire.
Yeah.
I was talking to a girl for a minute who was like her job. She worked midnights making Bosco sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And then like one morning, her boyfriend called her. I was like, oh, well. She didn't come back. I didn't care.
What?
For like a couple weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm like, who's fucking like calling your phone like so much?
Yeah.
And it was like she had a boyfriend. I was like, oh,
That happens to the best of us.
nah.
I've had to escape a couple situations.
Had to
Had to
evacuate.
do one pretty recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we talking about this during the commercial break. Look, before that, let me tell you guys about Alta Equipment, because at Alta Equipment,
Uptime.
matters. Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. You're building a Jared Goff garage banner. You're doing a Brad Holmes statue. I couldn't think of another word to say. Alta Rents got you covered. Make sure you guys give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. We'll have We'll be right back.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, jumping my guy Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. We're rocking along on a Thursday. This week's flying by. This month's flying by. Draft is almost here. I know for Bears fans, it took a little bit longer. Y'all been doing mock drafts since like week 7. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ass. You know, but hey, us, this shit's flying by.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wait. But with that, some news broke today out of Pod, if I'm not mistaken. And they said, there's a rumor, in all caps, if you throw this one up for me, Chris, the Detroit Lions and Brad Holmes really like Texas Tech edge Tyree Wilson. For me, Spinny, I don't know how. Listen, this is why I looked at it. In the past, we've had 2 drafts of Brad Holmes now, right? 2 seasons, off seasons of rumors, of smoke screens. When have we ever seen an article in relation to something like that, to where it's like, Brad Holmes and Lions regime really like so-and-so?
I mean, we've seen a couple of them, like when they really liked Kayvon Thibodeau. Or like,
that was like fan-driven.
Yeah.
Like a picture came out and the fans drove that one. Like outside of that, I don't think there ever was one. For me, personally, I'm calling BS a little bit on this one. I don't know.
we got Tyree Wilson at home. We got Romeo Okwara. Like, I mean, I understand why people would like Tyree. Like we said, when we first started doing this, when we first looked at film, he was the first film I looked at.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was like, I like what I see. He's a big dude. You can move him around. He's athletic. He can make plays. He's good when obviously rushing the passer, and he's very solid in the run. But I don't know. It's not like a game-breaking pick to me. And that's what I feel like it has to be. This has to be a pick where it's like, all right, he is going to make an immediate impact, and he's going to be a difference maker. And to me, Tyree Wilson, I think he'll be a solid pro. He'll have a very good career. But if there's nobody else there, if Jalen Carter and Will Anderson and all those guys are gone, then I wouldn't be mad about Tyree Wilson. But if you take Tyree Wilson over Jalen Carter, I would be a little upset. And we'll see. They've been doing their due diligence, obviously. We've talked about all of the guys they've brought in. They've interviewed with their top 30 pre-draft visits. But Tyree Wilson is a guy that has been mocked to the Lions a lot of experts mocking him, a lot of Lions reporters, Lions guys mocking him, because it seems like that he's going to slide there. If all things happen, if Arizona doesn't trade out of the pick, if Seattle takes Jalen Carter, Tyree Wilson would be the best defensive player available for the Lions to take at 6.
Yeah, and for me too, it's like, so you mentioned, and I'm not going at you about this at all, but I'm just like, you use the term like slide. Tyree Wilson slides there. Like no one's taking him in the top.
Well,
5.
yeah,
yeah, and I'm not saying like you meant that, but yeah, I mean, I just don't look at him as that type of prospect. Like, he's not sliding down to 6.
He's not a top 5 guy.
Yeah, like the draft gets spicy at 6 because like everybody else before then is like a surefire pick, you know, surefire talent. With Tyree Wilson, it's just not that same value, to me at least. And like again, being a Lions fan, having gone through 2 draft processes with Brad Holmes as a GM, I have yet to. I can't recall a time that the Lions like really liked a guy in this term of fashion. And like, if it's real, I mean, there's nothing to like. I'm sure they like him.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word like really like him. There's a lot of prospects they like. Doesn't mean that they're number 1 on their board. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not I'm looking at it more so as a smokescreen. And with the Detroit Lions draft, I just, like you said, I really want Jalen Carter, man.
I want Jalen Carter bad.
That's the one for me.
Obviously, he was top 3 prospect in this draft before the extracurriculars came out. He is the biggest position of need for the Detroit Lions, which is interior defensive tackle, interior defensive line, I'll say. And he would be perfect. He would be perfect for them to fill that need. And you can take your shot on a guy like that when you have 2 first-round picks. And when you have the culture in the locker room set that the Lions do.
And we're coming fresh off of, like, giving Bears fans the smoke.
Yes.
And in doing so, I've been pulling up tons of highlights and clips because Week 17, the Detroit Lions smacked them boys.
Smacked them.
And the other game we played with them, too, it's a 1-point game, but still some highlights to come from it. You had Aiden going that fucking sideline to sideline Superman tackle. That was amazing. And then you got, obviously, Jeff Okuda's pick 6. The whole reason that beef it's been a beef, but the whole reason it got reignited on Twitter recently. But there's another play I seen. There's another sack from James Houston, a gentleman who has more sacks in games played in the NFL. And it was when he took the left tackle and literally just drove him right into Justin Fields' lap and ended up with a sack because of it. I don't know, and I've been saying this too, like, I don't know how high of a need edge is for the Detroit Lions team. Like, if you see, because that's, we've been looking at him maybe thinking like he's just doing like finesse moves and stuff like that. No, he bull rushed a left tackle, a starting left tackle in the NFL, granted for the Chicago Bears, or ass, we established that yesterday, into the lap of a mobile quarterback, the most mobile quarterback in the NFL right now. Like, I like to keep that on the field, if I'm being honest with you. Like, that is a weapon you want to use. You want to take advantage of. So as much as Brad Holmes said he doesn't look at depth charts, he's more like a BPA guy, I really don't know like how high edge is on their board unless that edge is attached to the name Will Anderson.
Yeah, it can't. You look at the makeup of the team and you look at the players they have already, and you think it can't be higher than interior defensive line or another position like that. Even offensive line. You look at the bounty of edges they have. Charles Harris took a pay cut. Romeo Okwara took a pay cut. You obviously got Houston and Pascal and Aiden Hutchinson in the last draft. Like, you don't really need that next edge piece. You have a good rotation of good edge players. Tyree Wilson, I feel like, is more of a John Kaminsky type of guy where you can move him around and he can do a lot of different things. He's not specifically stapled to the edge position because of his size and the versatility that he brings to the game. But edge can't be a top priority for this team. I understand you can never have enough guys that want to kill the quarterback, but I'd rather have a guy that wants to kill the quarterback in the middle of the defensive line.
Exactly. That on top of the fact too, like the way actual like off-season like interest they've shown in the off-season. Well, I guess there's really just the one, but they made an actual call, not just number 3, but also to the Tennessee Titans before they re-signed Jeffrey Simmons. Remember the whole situation that Jeffrey Simmons like trade rumor came up because he wanted to be re-signed. He wanted his money, and guess what happened? Tennessee Titans gave him his money, but beforehand, Brad Holmes called. Yeah. Brad Holmes wanted Jeffrey Simmons on this football team.
Yes, he did.
Or at least had the thought of it. Meaning, I really, truly think, although, again, they talk a lot of BPA, which that could be the smokescreen for you, but interior defensive line is like a need for this team. I know it's a need, but a priority for them to address in this draft because they didn't do so in free agency. Every move they made interior defensive line in free agency was bringing guys back. And like hearing Brad Holmes speak at the first presser, we sitting outside. Again, I'll bring the annoying-ass bird. That drove me crazy. But he said that, the way we looked at Isaiah Buggs, I thought I fucked up his first name for a minute. Yeah. But he looked at him as like a reserve guy.
That's what he is.
Not a guy that plays as many snaps as he did.
Yeah, and that's what he is. He is. I love Buggs. I love what he did for the team last year. But in a best case scenario, he is a backup. He is a rotational piece. He is a depth guy. You look at Ali McNeil. He is your starter. That guy. We saw what he can do when he's at his best against the New York Giants when he had 13 pressures or something crazy like that. John Kaminsky, again, we love what he does, but he's more of a depth piece situational guy rather than a guy you can put in there every time and have him play 3 downs. And that's what Jalen Carter would be. He is that blue chip piece. You don't have that blue chip piece at interior defensive line. You have one on the edge with James Houston. You have some in the backfield or in the defensive backfield now with Cam Sutton and CJ DJ and hopefully Kirby Joseph. Yeah. We'll see what happens, but I feel like we've gone into excess about when the Detroit Lions defense was the best of our lifetime. Was Ndamukong Suh, Nick Fairley, those big nasties in the middle.
Big nasty.
Because pressure from the middle makes everything easier. If you got a fucking 350-pound dude getting pushed back into your lap as a quarterback by a 310-pound dude, you're not just going to stand there. You can't step up. You got to roll outside. And that's where guys like Aiden Hutchinson, James Houston, Josh Pascal, Romeo Okwara, they clean up and they get those sacks because you have Jalen Carter and Ali McNeil pushing your centers and guards back into the lap of the quarterback.
Nice.
It's all about the heavies. And that's why you guys tune in. You guys rock the boys. It's all about the heavies. You look at the past two Super Bowl champions, both in the LA Rams,
yes,
and last year with the freaking Kansas City Chiefs. Defensive tackle Chris Jones.
Yes.
Defensive tackle Aaron Donald.
The two best in the league.
It's all about the heavies.
Mm-hmm.
And Brad Holmes is part of the experiment with Aaron Donald, too. Taking college, you can't say at 6. You heard it first. No, I'm joking. But defensive tackle is a need
so happy that's not
if you want to have a successful defense in the NFL, in my opinion. And you don't need a guy that's necessarily put up like crazy sack numbers. No, it's just everything that's being just said. You need a guy that demands double teams in the middle, so your quarterback's trying to escape out to the edge, to where we already have 2 blue chip pieces and James Houston and Aiden Hutchinson to clean up there from it. I think this is a smokescreen. I don't know why it would even be a smokescreen. I don't think anybody's trading up to draft Tyree Wilson. I don't think anybody looks at him in that light. I could be way wrong on that one, but if you look at the tape, yeah, he's got the tremendous athleticism traits. He's got the 35-inch arms. That's what I'm saying. He has 6'4", 6'5", 35-inch arms, 270 pounds. But if you watch the tape, he's like the last one off the line.
Yeah.
Not really that many moves. I just feel like it's more like him bull rushing people. And to be honest with you, that stuff just works differently in the NFL. You're going against the best of the best, the cream of the crop. Now, Chris, you had your hand up too. What were you going to say?
Yeah. The reason why I'm calling BS on this is because way long ago we had the conversation. This was early on in the draft process. Remember when Dan Campbell said we found 4 guys that have that it factor?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Tyree Wilson had that it factor, we wouldn't begin to report close to the draft. Oh, the Lions very much like this guy. I feel like this is just another smoke screen, another, again, like you guys said, leverage play, because they had 4 guys that they identified as people that have the it factor. That was before free agency. That was before they went out and made their moves.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like everything that they've done building up to this draft has been planned already. The preparation has already been set, and now it's about just crossing the T's and dotting the I's. But I think they've had a game plan, and they've had one for a very long time.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of something like maybe, because we have people reach out to us too with like certain tad bits of information, and if somebody heard the Detroit Lions like Tyree Wilson, like, again, sure, I'm sure they do. I don't know if they like him at 6 though. There's a lot of players that like. They sort him through on the draft board.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like somebody doesn't mean he's number 1 on the draft board. I mean, they use a term really like, but I'm not really buying it. I'm looking at a smoke screen, but again, I don't even know what type of smoke screen there is to buy there. Again, I don't think anybody's moving up. But beyond that, there is something else going on, and I'm going to tease this before the next segment because we do have to go to break here and speak to tell you guys about Planet Fitness, but I'll tease it when we come back, actually.
Let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in the non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. You can get a full body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month. But you can't pull up to Planet Fitness and forget the perks. Because with the Black Card, you get use of unlimited amenities such as unlimited tanning, hydro massage, massage chairs, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,000 gyms worldwide. So make sure you join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. And what up, though? I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. JB, you were actually kind of quiet during that last segment. I'm curious. Actually, before I get to JB, hit that like button, please. 5-star reviews. It means the world to
5-star
us.
review, any podcast platform.
Yes, sir.
5 stars.
JB, how are you feeling about that rumor?
I feel like Chris is right on that. Like, it's all smoke. Like, come on. It's not even, we're 2 weeks away from the draft. I think if the Lions really wanted Wilson, we hear this closer to draft day. And just think about how many other rumors that we've heard spreading around. Oh, they're jumping up to 3. Oh, they're calling the Cardinals to see what they want. Oh, they could like Christian Gonzalez. Oh, Bijan Robinson could be a thing. Like, come on. They're just throwing these out there to kind of like throw us off the scent of who they actually are going to pick.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I mean, we already, beyond the reason like of us being unable to make it make sense.
That does not make sense.
Yeah, on top of that, like you have the fact that like we've never heard that type of rumor from Brad Holmes beforehand. And you know what? Actually, correct me if I'm wrong. The Detroit Lions they've only drafted guys they've actually went and visited.
I don't know. I would have to do the research on that.
I don't know if that's a guy they visited yet. I don't know if he's even had a pro day yet to have visited him. I could be incorrect in that one. I'm asking this like openly and out loud. If anybody in the chat wants to like inform us if he did or not, I don't think they have. Maybe it was at the draft or the combine. I don't know. We'll have to pull that one up too. But beyond that, there was something else that piqued my interest, and this is a little bit of audible. This one was in the prep spinning, but Chris, can you throw up the tweet about Will Anderson?
Yeah.
This piqued my interest just because it correlates a little bit with recent news relating to the Detroit Lions.
Give me a second here.
You're good.
He was not on their top 30 visit.
So the Detroit Lions haven't had a top 30 visit with Tyree Wilson.
I don't even see him on this list at all, visit-wise.
That's what I'm saying. And I haven't seen anything rumored for them to visit him. I haven't seen anything rumored for him to come, here and visit Detroit. I don't know if he's at a pro day yet. I could be wrong on that one. But from my understanding, Detroit Lions have only drafted guys they've actually sat down and had conversations with. And that's how it feels when they talk about these players anyway. They want to draft guys with high football character. I don't think you're going to be able to know if a guy has it or not unless you actually sit down and have conversations with them. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, again, something piqued my interest this morning regarding Will Anderson and the Texans. The Texans love Will Anderson Jr. and aren't sold on the top QBs after Bryce Young per NFL Draft Scout. Now, I don't know who the hell I don't know who NFL Draft Scout is, but I've heard this myself too. And this is something, again, with the Tyree Wilson, I can't correlate too much to make sense about it. With this, I actually kind of can. I know that they're in need of a quarterback, but they just hired a former defensive coordinator as their head coach. You have another opportunity next year to get a Drake May or Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, like,
I would do that.
Yeah.
If I'm the Texans, I'm not in love with whoever's there. It's said that they don't really value any other quarterbacks highly outside of Bryce Young.
Yeah.
So if Bryce Young isn't there and you're the Texans, you don't got to rush this. Even if you bring in a CJ Stroud or whoever, I think they'll be a decent team next year. But I'd rather have Caleb Williams than somebody I don't trust. If I'm the Texans, personally, I'd take CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Because I think he'll be a great player, and I think they can make some noise in that division if they do.
It's an excellent consolation prize if Bryce Young is.
If they're not in love with him, Caleb Williams is a pretty shiny toy that'll be at the top of the draft next year.
Right? And I'm glad you used that name, too. It was real quick before I move on to Zaquan in the Woodward Sports Chat says, wrong, Eazy. J-Mo wasn't a top 30 visit last year. That's actually incorrect. If you remember, it maybe not been a top 30 visit. I actually think it was. Remember the Defend the Den episode that came out? Mm-hmm. And he spoke, Jameson Williams was in there. And then they spoke to Aiden Hutchinson. That was what that was. That was a top 30 visit. But moving on, though, I'm glad you brought up CJ Stroud. Because that's a person, speaking of top 30 visits, the Lions did schedule to speak to.
Yes.
In connection to, for me, to this Texan news about them liking Will Anderson. Because if the Lions are going to, they confirmed, only 6 teams called up to move to 3. One of them was the Detroit Lions.
The Lions were one of them.
And it just happens to fall in the same week. They scheduled a visit with C.J. Stroud. Mm-hmm. And later news breaks that the Texans aren't necessarily interested in these quarterbacks outside of Bryce Young. Meaning, maybe that call to 3 was for C.J. Stroud. We mentioned this earlier in the week, but now it just starts to correlate even a little bit more with this Will Anderson who's breaking out of the Texans. And to be honest with you, Spinny, we already had that make sense too with the fact that his pro comp a lot of times has been Jared Goff.
Yes.
And if you're going to have somebody, if Ben Johnson's leaving, I'd rather have like a guy that with Jared Goff's skill set to learn under Goff with this offense.
That can move a little bit too.
Exactly. I hated the comp with Jared Goff, by the way, but I think arguably this is the most accurate quarterback in this class. I think arguably this is the quarterback with the least questions about him. Yes, Bryce Young can ball, but Bryce Young, there's obviously questions. Yeah, there's questions with the size. There's question with the weight. And I'm not talking about size, just height. Like literally, how he's built as a human, and how is that going to survive a new 17-game season versus a 16-game season. I would be 100% in bed with the idea of the Detroit Lions trade up to 3 for C.J. Stroud.
I don't hate it. You know, we've talked about it a lot that we don't want to pay Jared Goff $45+ million, which is by the end of this contract, which is not next year but the year after that, is what he's going to go for. Especially if he continues to have the success he did last year, which we all hope he does. We hope Jared Goff can continue the success that he had last season. But it's going to come at a very steep price. You look at what Daniel Jones got paid $40 million. I think Jared Goff's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. I would say all of you in the Woodward Sports chat do as well. So I don't hate it. I don't love it. But again, I can't question Brad Holmes. If he goes up there and does it, I'll believe in it.
This is the stuff, the information. Does it kind of correlate a little bit? I mean, like, come on. Would you be mad, JB? I know you were big anti C.J. Stroud candidate earlier on in the year, but as we know through the draft process, things change.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that? Am I crazy, by the way, too?
No, you're not crazy. I mean, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson. Honestly, if you're the Lions, this could be your last potential chance to grab that top tier quarterback, because the next few years in the future, you're not going to be picking in that top 10. So this is your chance and your opportunity to get a QB of the future that you can mold and build to whoever you want, especially if Ben Johnson is back there helping him develop to be that quarterback that we want for the future, because we know Jared Goff's days here are soon to be numbered. So if you have the opportunity to grab him, go ahead. Yeah.
And another thing too is when us personally, and I know everybody listening too, anybody's taking a part of those simulated mock drafts, and you land there at 6 and you're like, damn, Will Anderson's gone, no brainer, dummy, he obviously is gonna be gone. Damn, Jalen Carter's gone, no brainer, dummy. If a team isn't afraid of his whatever issues regarding around him, isn't afraid of him, they're gonna take him. And you're sitting there at 6, and a lot of these scenarios you're like, fuck, if Eazy and Spinny weren't bullying us for trading back, it'd make a lot of sense to trade back here.
Yes,
because I can still get a piece I need or later on in this first round.
It does look pretty ugly at 6 sometimes in those mock drafts.
Right?
Yeah.
And Brad's probably thinking the same thing, and draft scenarios in his head too is I could actually get Joey Porter later on in this first round. I could actually get Christian Gonzalez later on in this first round. Miles Murphy later on in this first round. Drew Sanders maybe even the second round. It's not you're not missing out on much, in my opinion. You're not missing out on much if you take that 6th pick, package it with maybe another one of your seconds, and move up 3 spots. Because just as we've seen the Bears trade, just to go back to 9, and again, my opinion, I thought that was not a lot at all.
Yeah.
I felt like they kind of got swindled in that situation. Obviously, still, the Panthers gave up a lot to get there, but I feel like the Bears could have got a lot more based off the last trade I seen with the San Francisco 49ers moving up to 3 for Trey Lance. Moving up, 3 spots from 6 to 3. I really don't know if it takes that much in this year's draft class.
I don't think it would take that much at all. I think you could do it for one of those second rounders and then another pick, whether that be a future second or a future third or something like that, and you can move up those 3 spots. Again, we don't know. You could say it's a smoke screen, blah blah blah. Brad Holmes, he sat down with him. He was a top 30 visit, so they have some thoughts on it. They called the Arizona Cardinals to see what it would take, so they have some thoughts on it. So it's not just out of the blue, why are they talking about trading up? They're not going to trade up. They have shown us signs that they are willing to do it if the price is right. They are willing to do it if the opportunity presents itself. And I agree with you that if you're trading up in this draft, I don't think you'd trade up to 3 to get Will Anderson. I think if you're trading up in this draft, regardless of who you are as a team, it's to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
Not just for the Lions' sake, but for any team. If you're trading up in that top 4, it's because you want one of those top 3 quarterbacks that are going to go. So we'll see what's going on. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. I would be extremely surprised if the Lions moved up to 3 and got C.J. Stroud on draft night. That would be wild. But I wouldn't be mad about it, and I would believe in it because I believe in Brad Holmes. And whatever decision he makes is going to be the right decision.
If you're assistant general manager, Spinny Morgan Raxter, And it happens draft night. It goes Bryce Young, Will Anderson too. World's taken by surprise.
Yeah.
Are you, if Brad's like spinning, I'm thinking about making the move for Stroud right now.
I told him to pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. I'm pulling the trigger.
Because what JB said, it's if everything goes like we hope, the Lions are not going to be in the situation to get a top 10 pick in the oncoming years.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in that situation now, when you have 2 first-round picks, when you have 2 second-round picks, you're afforded the luxury to do that.
Yeah.
And if you're in love with the guy, if that's your guy, go do it. If you're just doing it to do it, no. But if you actually love him, if you believe that he can be a star in this league, you trust your guns, you go up there and you make it happen.
That's what I'm saying, dog. What's the grade on that pick, boys? In the chat, what do you think of Woodward Sports chat? What's the grade on that one?
It'd be an A.
A, yeah.
It would be an A.
I think it'd be A too.
Yeah.
Again, because put yourself in scenarios you've already been in. When you're at 6 and all those money makers are gone.
Again, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I would be extremely surprised if it happened, but there is potential for it with multiple reports that we've seen of the Detroit Lions bringing in C.J. Stroud as a top 30 visit. Of them calling Arizona to see how much it would take to go up to 3, and now the Arizona Cardinals not valuing a quarterback other than Bryce Young and loving Will Anderson.
Now, I've been wrong on player evals. I've been wrong on game predictions. But a lot of times, the stuff that I do hit on, and I'm not even like talking shit. I'm like saying like the reason why is just the same way I just connected the dots.
Can connect the dots.
In the context right there. The same way okay, that would make sense if they got that, did that, and they grabbed Jalen Duren. Boom, it happened. Same thing with Jamal Williams. I feel like he's going to outprice himself out of the market. This shit should have happened by now. Boom, happened. David Montgomery's out there. I don't know for how much more. You might as well go and get him. Boom, it happened.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you connect the dots and shit just starts making sense, man.
Also,
same thing with the Jeff Okudah trade, too.
Something to add to that, Eazy, is what we just saw the other day. Not letting Jeff Okudah walk for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this before with Jared Goff. The ideal scenario would be to get a quarterback this year, because then you could trade Goff after one season. You could bench Stroud for a year, or whoever you get with that selection, and then trade Goff for another asset instead of letting him walk away for nothing.
1,000%. And that's clearly a philosophy of Brad Holmes. You saw it done. You mentioned Jeff Okudah, but don't forget, he did the same thing with T.J. Hockenson early on this year, too. Brad Holmes run away. You ain't leaving here without him getting something.
Yeah.
He getting something about your ass.
Like the Scholastic Book Fair.
Just saying.
And leaving here without getting something.
Speaking of getting something out of somebody before they leave, some other from the source who dropped us the Jeff Okudah information. I got some DeAndre Swift information.
Yeah, I didn't see that, so I'm excited to see what that's about.
But not before I tell you guys about Swiss Insurance, because you're drafting a quarterback to sit behind your already starting quarterback. You could look at him as a bit of an insurance plan, and you, just like the Detroit Lions, should get an insurance plan, but with my guy Mark. And you guys can contact Mark by hitting him up, mark@swissins.com. It's SWISSINS.com. Yes, I promise you I can spell Swiss. Hit up my guy Mark at swissins.com. Woodward Heavyweights will be right back. Make sure you guys smash that like button.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites, like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir-fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World of Heavyweights live on Woodsports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin Mo Rax. We got young Chris and the TD Booth, JB Smooth with ones and twos. And by the way, guys, you guys can call in right now if you're listening. 313-552-6322. Call in. Let me know what you guys think of the. I'm not saying they're gonna do it. I'm just painting a picture in a world I can see they do. It does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Call and let me know what you guys think. And Chris, want to know what you guys think. How would you package that up? Because that's a comment I've seen in the Woodward Sports chat is they don't see Brad sacrificing a first-round pick next year to do so. And then I looked up the Bears trade, and it was a 2 first-round picks. It was the number 9 pick in this year's draft from the Panthers, the number 61 pick in this year's draft, next year's first, and 2025 second, and DJ Moore to make that move up to number 1 and whatever else they got in exchange. But again, that's like a move, 8 moves up. There's only a 3 pick jump. Okay. And on top of it, if the Lions are already favored, the 4th favorites to win the NFC, your odds are you're looking at a late round pick either way. Brad Holmes has 2 first-round picks to spare in this draft if you want to. If you want to throw 18 in there to do it.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't have a problem with it either way. By the way, dude's hitting on the late round picks.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought we were past this, but I guess not. I saw Keith in the Woodward Sports chat say saying who says nobody's guaranteeing Jared Goff will want a huge contract. I see Vincent Law saying Goff's only 28. He's already made over $130 million.
Yeah,
he might not hold out for a huge payday. Come on, guys. Like, can we get into the real world of the business that is the NFL? If you have a market that says you're worth $45+ million, you're not going to say no. You're not going to turn it down. You're not going to just walk away from it. Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Thank you, MJ. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You are worth what someone is willing to pay you, and someone in this league will be willing to pay Jared Goff $45 million. I hope it's not the Detroit Lions. I don't think it'll be the Detroit Lions, but we just saw Daniel Jones get paid $40 million. We just saw Derek Carr get paid $38 million.
Geno Smith.
We just saw Geno Smith get paid $35 million. Like, come on now, guys. And the cap's just going to keep going up every year. So 2 years from now, he's going to get a bag from someone, somewhere.
And again, context matters. Like, you're looking at a situation with a guy who, one, characteristically, like, already has taken a deal that made him the highest paid quarterback with the Rams. And then 2, a guy who's dealt with the harsh realities of the league when he was traded for an upgrade in Matthew Stafford by the team that signed him to that contract. This is a guy who's probably put in a position where he's like, I'm going to get all the money I want. He's about to, as much money I can. And that's just the name of the game. By the way, too, the agents for these guys, they make 10% of everything they do. So you think the guy who's making a commission off of his contract is going to push him towards more money when they know he can get more money? The guy who's in his ear helped him like almost probably every single business decision he's made through his life at this point, his professional career at this point.
And D. Smitty in the Woodward Sports chat. Can we all just shut the fuck up until that time is here? No.
That's fair.
No, we can't.
I think it's
because as JB said, if you're stoked, not scared, if you're bricked up and tucked, like, this shit is real. The Lions are not going to be here to do this, to have the opportunity to talk about getting a top flight quarterback again, unless you mortgage a shitload more than they would have to move up to 3 this year. And if you're cool with just not having any kind of backup plan, not having any kind of insurance policy, and just letting Jared Goff bend you over a barrel because he's the only option when those 2 years are there, then you can do that. But I'd prefer to have my bases covered.
And remember this too. When the initial trade conversations were had between the LA Rams and the Detroit Lions, the piece that Brad Holmes wanted was Aaron Donald, not Jared Goff. That was the trade target for Brad Holmes.
Yes. Initially.
And unfortunately, he didn't get that. So instead, he got Jared Goff coupled with 2 first-round picks. I'm not discussing the Jared Goff contract stuff. These people aren't. No offense, but come on, you got to be real with yourself. So, the Daniel Jones situation was just.
Daniel Jones was It's what happens. It happens every single year. You remember when Matt Stafford was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL?
And here's the thing, too.
Everybody was like, oh, fuck, no way. And then next year, Matt Ryan's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. That shit fucking happens.
And we always say, it'll never happen. There's no way they'll pay Daniel Jones 40 million. And then it happens.
Yeah, guess what happens the next day? Boom.
But Chris, did want to hear from some callers on trade packages. Chris, you're talking about packages bricked up and tucked. I'm bricked for the pick. Who we got on the phone, JB?
We got a couple callers here. I will send you Ryan first.
Ryan, how you feeling, man?
What's going on, fellas?
Not much.
So, first of all, 5 stars, let's go.
Let's go.
Hit it. That's what I'm talking about. Secondly, hundo for the heavies, all right? Let's get 100 likes.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in a long time. Let's get this stuff.
Hundo for the heavies.
So, if we're talking about trading up to 3, all right, this is the only way that I see it happening. The only way we trade up to 3 is if the Panthers take Bryce Young, number 1. Houston's no longer necessarily interested, or so they say. If Stroud is still on the board at 3, that's when they'll trade. And they will trade for Stroud because, yeah, obviously he's the most pro-ready quarterback that they've got. They've got to have some kind of assurance, though, with Houston that Houston's going to take Will Anderson, I would think. And who knows? Maybe there's some kind of backdoor deal for next year that, hey, we'll take Stroud this year, you take Will Anderson, and maybe next year we'll trade you guys Goff or something if you give us that opportunity to take Stroud. That'd be great, you know?
Yeah.
But on the real, that's the only way we trade up to 3 is if Stroud is still there. I don't see him trading up to 3 if Anderson's there because there'd be a good chance at that point that Carter would still be at 6 or maybe even Anderson at that point. It's hard to tell, but that's the only way that they're trading up to 3 if you ask me.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I had a scenario to where, like, maybe it would be Jalen Carter in that situation, but in all reality, it's like you don't trade into the top 3 and to draft a defensive player. I can't. Maybe it's happened. I can't think of a time it has recently. If anybody in the Woodward Sports Chat can remember a time, I can't. It's usually for a quarterback in most situations. And yeah, at first I thought it was Anthony Richardson, but in that scenario when I thought it was going to be Richardson, Stroud wasn't the guy there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it would be. Again, I don't think this is going to happen. I would be extremely surprised if it did happen, but there's a map there for it to happen. And I'm trusting Brad Holmes on it.
Ryan, you the GOAT, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Appreciate you, Ryan.
Amen, boys.
Let's go.
Talk to you later.
See you, brother. Man. Who else we got, JB?
All right, I will send you Chris next.
Chris.
What up, though, Chris?
What up?
Hey, what's up, fella? Y'all good today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. It's one little caveat y'all keep forgetting about this whole little thing. It's the fact that Brad Holmes actually believes in Jared Goff. So I wouldn't be surprised if he kept him for the 45. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't expect it, but I wouldn't be surprised either because he keeps supporting it.
I don't know that Brad Holmes believes in Jared Goff. I mean, we brought up obviously the fact that when they made the initial trade talks between the Rams and the Lions, that the trade piece that Brad Holmes was targeting was Aaron Donald. Beyond that, too, he's been up forth and front about having transparent conversations with Jared Goff about drafting a quarterback. Like, he may respect him publicly and just as a man in general because they have that type of relationship. Like, when he says he's our guy, he's our quarterback, that's true. When he says he's a guy that he can win games with, that's true. Is he a guy you want to pay $40 million? That part we haven't confirmed from Brad Holmes. But we have confirmed that he, 1, wants to draft a quarterback, 2, has had those discussions with Jared Goff. And when you use the word transparent, that means they're like honest conversations with Jared Goff. Not like, oh yeah, we discussed it was good. No, we had transparent conversations that when that day comes, he'll have every opportunity to compete for the job. And that's how I look at the relationship between Jared Goff and Brad Holmes. And to be honest with you, that's been the relationship between Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and the entire roster. Yeah. You saw the roster cuts went. They're very respectful and everything, but unfortunately, it's business at the end of the day. And just like we saw with Jeff Okudah, like we saw with T.J. Hockenson, Jared Goff may be a casualty of that at the end of the day. I appreciate you calling in, Chris. So, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay, real quick. Here's the thing. When Jared Goff, that is, was with the Rams and Brad Holmes also, who was the one that paid him there? Wasn't it Brad Holmes?
Say one more no, that is different general manager, the same guy that's there now. I can't think of his name. GM of the Rams. Does anybody know what type of
Les Snead.
Les Snead's the general manager of the Rams.
thought Brad Holmes was there at that time, but okay.
No, he was there, but he's not the guy
He's
making
the
the
head
final
of
decision.
college scouting.
Yeah, he was a,
okay.
yeah, he was a scout.
Okay. He was a scout at the time. Okay, I got it.
Chris, appreciate
So
you, brother.
then,
Oh, go ahead.
it would have to be a quarterback if we traded up to 3 then. Okay, fellas, have a good one.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you,
Chris.
brother.
It's
All right.
like I said, and to Chris's point, man, he said he thinks he believes in him, and he thinks he'll ride with him for the $45 million a year. He's never paid anybody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he paid Romeo a good contract, and then immediately took $9 million over the year back. So
shout out to Romeo too for
shout out to
doing that.
Romeo for doing that. That's real.
So I like having him on the team too.
Me too.
That way, don't rush to force into a Tyree Wilson situation.
Yeah.
But we got another caller, JB.
Yep, we got one more. I will send you guys Anthony.
What up, though, Anthony?
Ant, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I guess my 2 cents worth. I don't see us trading up really for anybody. I mean, I think there's enough up there to where somebody that you want, whether it's a Stroud or Richardson or Carter or whoever, can fall down to you. And if not, then you always have, if Stroud falls to you especially, you're going to have to make that decision of, do you take him so you have somebody to, or do you love him like that to make him potentially your franchise guy, or do you answer the phone when Tennessee calls, because they're going to offer you a king's ransom to move up? And at that point, you got that ensures you 2 first rounds next year, and maybe you'd rather have a Caleb Williams or whoever is the guy next year, and you'd have that opportunity to go to get him. Either way, I know you do not want Goff to have another good year this year and come looking for an extension a year early, and you have nobody behind him, and now he's got all the leverage.
Mm-hmm.
So that situation, kind of scares me a little bit. So you either need to come out of this draft with a quarterback that can challenge for the starting position, or another first rounder for next year.
Yep.
Otherwise, Goff's got you bent over a barrel.
I 100% agree.
If he plays again like he did last year.
Yeah, definitely agree.
So
with
other
that.
than that, I'm all about Neil Roll's philosophy as far as not taking picks away from Brad Holmes. That is your best weapon, period. I mean, nobody has proven to do more with less than what he can. So I don't see trading up and for anybody in this draft, really. I mean, there is no Caleb Williams in this draft. There is no Trevor Lawrence in this draft.
I'm with you too. I mean? The only thing is with Brad Holmes is we've seen him, sacrifice a couple picks. Honestly, to be honest with you, the way he does his trades too, it's so nasty. It's another quality of his is like when he does move up, or when he did move up, I should say, he never really sacrificed a pick more than maneuvered later picks. You know what I'm saying? And
that is correct. Hey, that is correct. And you're not going to move to 3 in that fashion, because there's too many teams out there willing to give up their whole war chest to get there. I don't think he can maneuver that. I don't think you're going to get to 3 and not give anything up. You know what I mean?
No,
I think you're going to have to give up a lot.
The cost of 3
and maybe
is definitely
even mortgage some of next year. You might even have to mortgage some of next year. And who wants to host the draft without a first-round pick?
The one thing I'll say is he has the 2 first-round picks this year and multiple second-round picks as well. And it's only a three-pick jump. I don't know if it's going to cost you as much as it did Carolina to move from 9 to 1.
Correct.
But we'll see.
But when you're battling a Tennessee,
we're battling Tennessee, but you also have more ammo than Tennessee. You're
right, but at the same, absolutely. But Tennessee's willing to give up a lot more because they got to come a lot further. And if you're Arizona sitting there and you need everything, you're going to want more picks. You know what I mean? To go back another 6 spots, you need everything anyway. If you're willing to come off a 3, then you'd be fine going to 12 versus 6 if you're going to get that much more.
For sure. I can't say what Tennessee's willing to give up. Neither of us can say what Tennessee's willing to give up. But I just know that Brad Holmes has more ammo in his clip, that if he wanted to win that duel, he's got you. He's got you beat. And
For sure. But
he has no lack of confidence when it comes to making late-round picks. The same way the regime he come from with the L.A. Rams had no lack of confidence when making first-round picks. And they're always going to unload their first-round picks. They made the phrase, fuck them picks, wore it. I think at the draft room, they're savages. But
nobody does better with a second, third, fourth, 6th round pick than Brad Holmes. I mean, his 6th round picks was like other people's first round picks. I mean, James Houston. Name me a first rounder last year, not named Hutchinson, that did better than Houston last year.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Anthony, I appreciate you calling in, man. We got some bills to pay, so we're going to have to let you go. And Space can tell you guys about Lady Jane's. Anthony, thank you for calling in, man. Call in anytime. For real. Great perspective.
Yeah, appreciate you, Anthony. Now let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's, because how would you like to win a new vehicle for you and a friend? That's right, a new car for you and your wife, girlfriend, or best bud. Just get to Lady Jane's and automatically register for your chance to win, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. I'm your boy Eazy, joined with my guy Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the T booth. We got JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. And I love when you guys call in. Anthony, actually, honestly, all those were good calls.
Yeah, they were all good calls.
Every single one of those were good calls. And I'm with Anthony, too. I don't, like, obviously, there's odds on the Detroit Lions trading up to 3. I would not betting on them, like, doing it. I'm betting against it. But again, I'm just connecting some dots and putting it out there for if it does happen. Y'all know you heard it first. I'm just saying. But speaking of Detroit Lions making some moves, I heard they came through, hit the like button twice. So shout out to you guys. Actually 3 times. You've hit twice and unlike, so re-like it again. But 5-star review on all podcast platforms too. But speaking of Detroit Lions making some moves, Spinny, our same source that was dropping some tidbits about Jeff Okudah hit me up and discussed some tidbits about DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
And that was a discussion we started to have last year too, with Jamal having his breakout season. Is DeAndre Swift the trade candidate? And at that time, I was kind of against it, only because like, I mean, there's a couple ways to look at this thing, and it's the same thing with Devin White. Is like, if Devin White walks from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he's going to get a top 5 contract. You already saw news today. He wants what, 18 to 20 million.
Yeah.
If that happens, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are then awarded a compensatory pick.
Yeah.
Same one the Detroit Lions got when we lost Kenny Galladay.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be as high as a 3rd-round pick. You don't know what you're getting for sure, but it could be as high as a 3rd-round pick. If you lose more free agents than you sign, and if you lose a guy to a top 5 contract, you're compensated by the NFL. I don't know that DeAndre Swift could command a top 5 contract. I don't know that Detroit Lions are going to, lose more guys than they're going to sign, but it's certainly looking that way with all these 1-year deals.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the DeAndre Swift trade scenario as if, like, I'd rather keep him on the team and, land that comp pick when he does leave. But how are you looking at it?
I'd agree with that. Yeah, depends. I don't think the market for DeAndre Swift would be more than you'd get for the comp pick. So for me, it's DeAndre Swift he's a good change of pace guy. He's obviously excellent receiver out of the backfield. When he's in the game, when he's healthy, he's dynamic. He is a playmaking running back. We've seen him bust off a lot of long touchdown runs, touchdown receptions, different things. So when he is healthy, when he is able to play, and when he's in the game, he is a weapon. And I think with the addition of David Montgomery, who is going to be your RB1, that will make it a lot easier for them to kind of ease DeAndre Swift into his touches, ease DeAndre Swift into the situations where you really could take advantage of his skill set and his playmaking ability. So I'd like to see him on this team. I like Craig Reynolds as well, and hopefully he comes back healthy. And I think a running back room of those 3 and whoever else you throw in there, maybe a rookie, or if you're re-signing a Justin Jackson, which I would not be opposed to at all.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a very good running back room in my opinion. I think a DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery led running back room would be a very, very good option to have. DeAndre, like,
top 10.
You guys remember the beginning of the year, like when he was healthy, that man was making plays.
Yes.
And when he doesn't have to have the stress and the mileage of being the number one option in the offense, because that's what David Montgomery was brought in here to be, you're just going to get the best out of him in spurts and those explosive plays in certain situations. So that's where you were a little hesitant of it, because rightfully so, you didn't deem Jamal Williams as a number one running back type of player. But David Montgomery is that. David Montgomery is a number one running back type of player, especially with behind the offensive line that made Jamal Williams a career backup look like a number one running back, have 1,000 yards rushing, break Barry Sanders' touchdown record for a running back. That is David Montgomery now, who is a better player in every facet of the game. And so you have him solidified and comfortably being your number one running back. Now to put DeAndre Swift in situations for him to use his explosiveness, for him to use his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and make big plays, it'll be very, very, very good for this offense and for him as a player, because this is his prove-it year. This is his contract year. He needs to go out there and show not only that he still has that in the tank, but he can do it when called upon. And I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to have a good. I don't think he's going to be anything crazy like Sam Flannel was saying 1,000 and 1,000 before, the end of leading the NFC in rushing.
To be fair to Sam Flannel, that dude stays healthy. He's giving you 1,000.
He could, if he stays healthy, if he plays upwards of 15 games, he could do that for sure.
Yeah.
But that's what it is with him, man. Is when he's given that workload of a RB1, he starts breaking down. And so now that he doesn't have to worry about taking that kind of workload, taking that kind of punishment, because you have a legitimate RB1 in David Montgomery, I think you're going to see the best out of DeAndre Swift.
It's crazy, too, because, like, obviously we were on opposite spectrums with DeAndre Swift during the Thanksgiving show. But now with David Montgomery there, he does kind of lean towards, I'm going to give him a little bit more credit than this, but a hyper version of that Theo Riddick role, coming in on passing downs. Because, DeAndre Swift's a great pass catcher. I think in 2021, partly because we didn't have too many receivers that they trusted, and the offense was kind of shaky due to schematics and Goff not being able to make up the extra for it. But DeAndre Swift was a leading receiver for much of that year. I think if not the entire year, just because he's out cold, and that's with him being in and out of games. Like, again, DeAndre Swift healthy could give you that 1,000, but I don't know that he's going to ever be that. I think at this point, this far into his career, coming up on his contract year, we've seen that that's one thing he is durable throughout an entire 17-game season, and I'm okay with that. But if the Detroit Lions want to move on with them, to be honest with you, I'm okay with that too, as long as they're compensated fairly, because we've seen James Robinson go, and this is obviously before his contract year, so they're not in a situation where they're going to receive a compensatory pick for losing James Robinson. But when the Jags trade James Robinson to the Jets, I think it was, is that the Jets, JB? I don't know if you guys want to look that one up, but it was a 6th-round pick, 7th-round pick, and to be honest with you, I'd rather just keep DeAndre Swift at that point. I love Brad. I give Brad all the credit for hitting them late-round picks. And I think Houston was a 6th, but a 7th. I'm talking 7th-round picks. I'm good. I don't need any extra 7th-round picks.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not even watching for the 7th-round pick. I'm just keeping my notifications on the phone to see who we pick. But in a scenario where they did do that, I think it does change the draft situation a little bit too. The draft board leans a little bit towards all these people that like Bijan Robinson, and I'd be cool with that too. But I just don't know how that backfield is split between David Montgomery and Bijan Robinson, because they're both, take this how you want, attack me if you want. I think David Montgomery could be elite in this offense. You mentioned it too, the way you just saw Jamal Williams ball this year as a backup. He's a backup running back, ball this year, led the league in touchdowns. David Montgomery behind this offensive line, I'm telling you guys, you're timesing that by 2. So I think he could be elite, and if you in a situation where you're drafting Bijan Robinson, he's also obviously elite talent. You don't take running backs in the 1st round unless they are that elite talent. So I'm taking that conversation way too far. I don't even talk about Bijan Robinson getting drafted to the Lions, because I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see how that thing's split between he and Montgomery, let alone he, Montgomery, and Swift, unless they move Swift.
Yeah.
What about you, JB? You want to trade Swift?
No, I'm honestly just letting him play out the rest of this year contract he has. I mean, as Spencer said, this is his contract year, so he needs to ball out, especially if he wants to stay with the Lions. And if you see something in him during this season that you can honestly see moving forward, that, all right, this is the guy that we can keep back here, then, okay, re-sign him. Otherwise, you need to move him right now, because if you keep him for another year, extend him, then you're going to have to sit here and see what you're going to get for him in a trade value, which isn't going to be a lot, because as of then, he's got another year of tread left on those tires that he's just ran out already. And you all know the shelf life of a running back doesn't last that long. So if you're going to trade him now. Otherwise, just let his contract run out.
I don't usually do this, and my guy Joey got it affectionately because that's my guy. I had to go at Joey. We have that banter back and forth, and I don't know who you're going back and forth with the chat right now too, but Apollo in the Woodward Sports chat talking about the Rams moved up to get Goff before they moved to LA, and we're going to be on Hard Knocks, and kind of needed a quarterback in that move, right? You're moving to foreign territory. You're going to be a brand new team in town. You kind of need a quarterback, right? And then you want to talk about Brad traded for Jared Goff when you know that Brad's initial trade target was Aaron Donald. And then you also could just look at, again, connecting dots, things making sense. Detroit Lions trade Matthew Stafford, aren't going to have a quarterback to replace him with. Why not have a Jared Goff that also came with 2 first-round picks? Be real, guys.
It was a great trade.
Be fucking real. It's just like Dan Campbell told you. Jared Goff bought us some time.
And he's not going to be here forever.
Allowed them to build a team to bring a rookie quarterback into. And sit that rookie quarterback for his first year to learn. Come on, guys. I don't know if you're trolling right now, but, like, this shit's wild to me. That shit's crazy. This
Nobody's saying he's a bum QB. Like, he had a great year.
No one's saying he's a bum.
I'm just not being the Giants. I'm not paying an above-average quarterback $45 million a year.
Yeah,
I'm not in the. I've said this thousands of times on this network. I'm not in the business of paying anybody $45 million a year unless you're Patrick Mahomes. I don't care who you are.
And then, like, conveniently, like, during these arguments, just forget to 2021 before Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
That's been in black memory flash out of their minds. I mean, I fuck with Apollo. Appreciate Apollo being in the Woodward Sports chat. We just had to educate him a little bit. That's all. Tell us about Custom Health, though.
I will, because are you feeling tired, depressed, or unmotivated? Low sex drive, muscle loss, or belly fat? Testosterone optimization therapy is safe and effective way to restore your vitality, confidence, and performance, and reduce heart disease. Visit CustomHealthCenters.com today. That's CustomHealthCenters.com.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What up, though? Welcome back to the WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, Joe, my guy, Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
We are the Woodward Heavyweights. Chris, the T Booth, JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. Before we came back from commercial break, I was just getting ready to send you a handshake, me and Apollo. I see you coming back to reality a little bit.
Jalen Carter.
I appreciate that one. Also, he said, I'm not against reevaluating after Goff's contract is up. Take that how you want to see. It don't matter. But we got a show to do. And I want to talk about something that also interests me. By the way, too, shout out to John Lord. Giving a shout to the heavyweights for speaking their minds and putting facts behind it. You guys are allowed to speak your mind too. Even if you don't have the facts behind it, it creates a conversation piece to where we then go and find the facts. That's why when I would shout out JB, well, what happened here? What happened there? And JB just flicks me the middle finger and says, I've been working all day. Fuck you, Eazy.
That's true.
You Google that shit, you fat piece of shit. Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. But we want to talk positive. It's time to talk positive. Obviously, Detroit Lions are 4th favorites to win the NFC this year. That's because, is it 47% of bets have been on the Detroit Lions this year?
47% of the bets for the NFC championship tickets are on Detroit.
Wow.
Detroit Lions Super Bowl odds are getting absolutely pounded. Where's it at, JB? Absolutely pounded.
Yo! There you go.
Now, because you worked on the Woodward Bets show.
I did.
And public bets can like change odds, right?
Yes.
Is it in favor of the team? Like the odds move up for the team?
The odds will get higher.
Because they don't want to get cracked as hard if those other people win. Knowing this 47% of...
They're going to be at 3 before the season starts.
We're parading this like 4th in the NFC, as like, oh, we got it. Vegas even thinks about it. But now that we see the numbers behind it, 47% of tickets are on the Detroit Lions winning the NFC. Are they only in 4th because of that? You think they got moved up a couple spots?
I mean, it helps for sure, but I also think that the Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers situation of them moving down and them not being
the road got a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worked out a little bit. Well, obviously Lamar Jackson's not in the NFC, but Aaron Rodgers being out of Green Bay in all likelihood, still don't know what the fuck's going on there. Like, are you leaving or you're not? You just like cheese, so you're staying? Like, with Aaron Rodgers leaving, with I don't know why the Saints were so high, but the Saints are coming back to reality.
Why? I'll guess Derek Carr.
Yeah, but still.
I like Olave.
Derek Carr's good. He's not
Alvin Kamara.
anything special.
Yeah, you're right.
Alvin Kamara might be arrested, but
Derek Carr and Goff are like kind of like similar. I'm not saying they're similar as players.
Not similar play styles, but similar
right
caliber.
Like you'll be a top 10 one year, not a top 10.
Yeah.
Then top 10 the next year, they're not top 10. Like that's the consistency that keeps you out of like the guy you give those big paydays to.
The Lions will probably be top 3 before the season starts.
Yeah. Because as much as I want to like, I'm nervous that like the Lions being 4th is part of like the public betting it, but it's also because they're making maybe like value observations.
It is a value pick.
Yeah.
It is a value pick. Like if you bet on the 49ers, you're not going to get much of a return. Same with the Eagles. Nobody wants to bet on the Cowboys because they choke every year. And then you got the Lions, where you saw that at the end of the year last year they could beat anybody.
Yeah.
And they got better. Their secondary got leagues better. They still have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds this year. Like,
if you look at I mean, granted, beginning of the season, I don't feel like teams are fully shaken and chemistry's fully made, but the NFC champions of last year, the Detroit Lions went toe-to-toe with here at Ford Field week 1. So in fairness, I guess the Detroit Lions chemistry was still not there yet either to go toe-to-toe with, again, the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. And it still came down to like me as a Lions fan had a little bit of bias in that little scrum, which they did all year long, by the way. Don't feel bad or don't knock the Lions for not stopping that scrum that they did with Jalen Hurts. I think they literally banned that coming into next year.
They didn't ban it.
But they talked about it.
Yeah, they talked about it.
If we get a mobile quarterback, we could do that same
shit. We don't even need a mobile quarterback,
line.
bro. We could do it with Jared Goff. He's like 6'4".
That's true.
You just got to push the guy forward. Like,
that is true.
I would do that every single short yardage play, every single goal line situation.
And they did.
And they worked. Like, obviously, you don't want to do it as much because it puts your quarterback in danger. So if you got a guy like Jamal Williams or now David Montgomery that is pretty capable in a short yardage format, you don't have to do that. But, like,
man,
it's just an easy yard. If you need a yard, that is an easy yard.
Thinking about the mentality of this team, Dan Campbell, them being like the grit and just punching them in the teeth, biting their fucking kneecaps, makes me now kind of favor the crowd that wants to draft that interior offensive lineman or interior offensive lineman that then turned to a right tackle because, like, that's something that Dan Campbell would do all day.
If it's 4th and a half yard at the 45-yard line and you need to score, there's 2 minutes left in the game, that's what I'm doing. 1,000%. That's what I would want my team to do every single time. Because that is basically unstoppable. If you have a good offensive line, which the Lions do and obviously Eagles do.
DTR's made it back to my board. I think he just hopped on my board with that one.
I don't know.
Little 5th round flyer. I mean, I could throw him in. I don't want to risk Goff.
Give me Clayton Tune.
All right, I'll take Clayton too.
You can put Sudfeld in to do that. He's like 6'4" too.
Fuck Sudfeld. I don't know why I hate that. I hate they brought that guy back. That shit pissed me off.
I mean, he's a golf clone. Just
I guess.
way worse.
I mean, even Brad's questioning his ability, like, in game. He's like, yeah, I guess we didn't really see him in the game, but
yeah, no, he fucking sucks. Like, sorry, that was kind of disrespectful.
I mean, he's a backup.
He's a backup.
Career backup.
He's got my dream job.
Yeah.
Backup quarterback. Like, we already talked about Sam Bradford. He had the best job of all time.
Can I just comment in the Woodward Sports chat? Cody Engel in the Woodward Sports chat says, y'all so scared to pay a guy we have for the hopes of a rookie taking us. And it's not a rookie taking us, it's a guy in a rookie deal taking us. And that's because I've seen more guys in rookie deals take teams to the Super Bowl versus guys that are paid take teams to the Super Bowl.
And you like all these shiny toys we got now, right? Like,
fucking logic.
You like the Penei Sewells, the Amon-Ra St. Browns, the Aiden Hutchinsons, the Kirby Josephs, the James Houstons. Like, I'd much rather sign all those guys than pay one dude $45 million. Because Penei Sewell's gonna get a $20+ million a year deal, and that's coming up in 2 years. Aiden Hutchinson's gonna get, obviously you don't got to worry about that. That's 5 years away. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's gonna want what, 14 at the very least $14-15 million a year. That's coming up in 2 years.
Bro, that might be coming up. This would be his 3rd year. That might be coming up. Yeah, maybe even this year.
Yeah.
He won't have a 5th-year option. 5th-year options only work for first-round picks. That's a 4th-round pick. We didn't get paid shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be made coming sooner than you think.
If you're telling me I can pay Penei Sewell, Aiden Hutchinson, and Amon-Ra St. Brown Jared Goff's contract, what is more instrumental for you? What will be more important for you on this team?
Yeah. And I want to turn this to like a beating up on Jared Goff segment.
I'm happy. I want Jared Goff to go out there and somebody said 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns.
Fuck yeah.
Like,
do it.
I'd be the happiest person on the planet because that means the Lions are winning games. Jared Goff is our quarterback right now, period, for the next 2 years.
And by the way, if you do that very uncharacteristic thing, then you're looking at a different guy as well.
Yes.
They're a different human being that might be worth paying. That's Patrick Mahomes-esque. But that's, in reality, he's not really giving you that. And without Ben Johnson, he's never given you that. Without Ben Johnson, without Sean McVay, 2 brilliant offensive minds recognized by the league as brilliant offensive minds. Sean McVay, obviously, the youngest coach of all time to win a Super Bowl. And then again, Ben Johnson recognizes that when he was interviewed for head coaching jobs. And ultimately came back to Detroit because Sheila, again, give her flowers. I want you guys to respect and acknowledge that. Gave him the bag. Was paid heftily to come back.
Yeah. On
top of the relationships, too. And who knows, maybe he didn't want to go in a situation there, but Carolina, they moved up. They got a guy, having this guy. David Tapper would have made something happen.
This is Fixed Story Entertainment. A mobile QB, you need a player overhaul to fit that system.
What? No, you don't.
You don't.
You don't.
You really don't.
And again, there's differences between a mobile quarterback and a scrambler. Like a mobile quarterback is a guy who can extend plays for you and can still make a throw. Mobile quarterback is a guy when you have to run, you can. And this is like the worst example to bring up because he's the best quarterback in the league. The people are saying Joe Burrow is even in the conversation. Go to the mirror, take 2 shots of mouthwash, don't spit it out, swallow it, and then slap yourself 15 times. It's as stupid as fuck. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, but nonetheless, it's a mobile quarterback, not a scrambler.
Yeah.
He just extends plays and he can make plays on the run. That's what you're looking for in a mobile quarterback. You don't have to overhaul your entire system at all.
No.
It's ridiculous. Perfect example. The 49ers. Brock Purdy, was he a mobile quarterback?
No. Well, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
No.
He can move around.
Okay. Well, then that's my argument's null and void. I was going to say that offense initially was tailored for Trey Lance, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
he's not Trey Lance.
Actually, first and foremost, hold on, that's a perfect example. Trey Lance, that offense wasn't tailored for. They had Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, going to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G.
Yes.
Then insert mobile quarterback, still able to run your offense. And Jimmy G, fortunately enough, was still there, and they could still do what they had to do. Brock Purdy, insert, still able to do what you got to do. You have to overhaul your entire offense because you get a quarterback with a higher skill set.
Yeah,
it makes absolutely zero fucking sense. You can call
different plays.
Your offense gets enhanced.
Yeah.
You sprinkle a couple more plays in there. That's ridiculous statement. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, but like, holy hell, bro.
Yeah, you don't need to overhaul anything for a higher skill set. It just it unlocks more ability to do things.
Yeah, it gets stronger.
Ben Johnson won't know what to do if he gets a quarterback with more skill. Like, come come on.
What are we going to do? This guy can run.
Yeah, oh, fuck. Oh, trade everybody. We got to redraft.
All right, man, tell us about whatever.
I think we'd have a great offense for a mobile quarterback. You got a fantastic offensive line. You got a deep threat in Jameson Williams. You got a guy who's ready and open on middle of the play routes in Amon-Ra St. Brown. 2 running backs who can catch the ball out of the backfield and run in open space.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty fucking good to me.
Yeah, your offense gets enhanced.
Yeah.
Sorry for dunking me like that, Flicks.
Let me tell you guys about Guardian Alarm, because customized solutions from real experts is what Guardian Alarm offers you. Their professional technicians take time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. And, of course, they got 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And they got technology backed by people. Because your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out, mobile quarterbacks. We don't want you to make our offense better.
And tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights Live on Sports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spinball Rex.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth, JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you listen to us on a podcast platform, a 5-star review means the world to the boys. We're the new show on the network, the young faces on the network. Actually, Adam and Jeff are new too, but Adam's partnered with the company. We had
Adam acts like he's like. Adam always talks to us. We're like 10 years young. He's like, bro, you're like 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
Like, you guys don't know nothing yet. I'm like, Adam, bro.
Yeah, I'm older than you, dude. Yeah. Vincent Law in the Woodward Sports Chat says, that's really my whole question. If Goff wins the division and one playoff game this year, goes to the NFC Championship next year, you don't pay him, ? I guess another analogy to the 49ers is they went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G.
Yes, they did.
And then they decided it was time for an upgrade.
Yes.
You go to the very same human we're speaking about in Jared Goff. Rams went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
They did.
And then they decided to upgrade. Like, it's you gotta buy the shirt on woodwardsports.com. Stoked, not scared. You gotta be stoked, not scared. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Stoked, not
the
scared.
trend of
Stoked, not
winning
scared.
quarterbacks.
Stoked, not scared.
Quarterbacks
Stoked,
and
not
rookie
scared.
deals. It is what it is. Not even necessarily rookie deals. Two guys paid not a shit ton of money.
Again, when we say mobile quarterbacks, we're not talking about Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, like tuck and run quarterbacks. Guys that can extend plays, make plays with their legs, and also have the ability to throw down the field. That's John Miller says, when's the last time a mobile quarterback won a Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes just did it last year.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes literally just won the Super Bowl.
Literally just won the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson's won a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes won another Super Bowl. Like, it's
Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger's mobile. What do you mean? What do you mean?
He can extend plays because he's so big.
Okay, so that's
never,
mobile.
He just never
and he runs too. He ran too.
He just never got tackled. I would not.
That's mobile.
I would not.
If you're moving, you're mobile.
Aaron Rodgers is a mobile quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers is a mobile quarterback.
He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I would never. I wouldn't put Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger's. How do you not put him in a mobile quarterback? Did he run?
He would move.
Okay. And if you're moving,
he was just giant, so he wouldn't get tackled easily.
But if you're moving, you're mobile.
In motion.
Yeah. I hate you. I'm not talking the rest of the show.
No, we're not talking about a strictly running quarterback, like a guy that can make plays with his legs as well.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, Stoke not scared. That's the way to look at it. And like you said too, there's scrambling quarterbacks and there's mobile quarterbacks. There's a difference. I'd probably look at Cam. Was Cam mobile or scrambler?
Cam was
scrambler.
Cam was a scrambler. I mean, he had a good deep ball. Lamar's a scrambler.
When he wanted to. I guess he could be mobile, but not consistently enough with throwing the football.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Cam at least.
Like Justin Fields is a scrambler.
Yeah, Justin Fields is a scrambler. It's not a mobile quarterback.
It's not a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, there's differences.
Josh Allen, that's a mobile quarterback. He is like the pinnacle of mobile quarterback because he is just as good running as he is throwing, and he's elite.
Herbert, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is a mobile quarterback.
Yeah. And sometimes
Patrick Mahomes, mobile quarterback.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, you could draw up plays for these guys to do mobile things, or scrambler things when you need them to, because at that point when they could actually throw the ball, it comes unexpected.
And I agree. What's Fixed Story Entertainment? Patrick Mahomes is the exception. Yeah, like I don't like putting Patrick Mahomes in any list of like, oh, what did this guy like? It's fucking Patrick Mahomes.
He's the exception of mobile quarterbacks.
He's the exception of anything of any example. Because you can just say, yeah, oh, look at Patrick Mahomes. It's like, yeah, he can do fucking everything. Like, he's the GOAT. We get it.
He is the GOAT.
He's the best quarterback talent I've ever seen.
Patrick Mahomes, hands down, the best quarterback talent I've ever seen. The reason why Caleb Williams is so high on like people's draft boards is like, he resembles Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And real quick too, to like the rookie contract things. What?
He resembles Patrick Mahomes. No, I like
PFF.
Caleb Williams. Yeah.
He's light skinned.
He's light skinned.
Just like that Patrick Mahomes fella.
Yeah. It's the fingernail paint, like.
Yeah. I mean, that's how these kids are these days.
They talk shit with it. He talks shit with it, but like.
Yeah.
He painted his fingernails for Utah and got a swag twice.
It's like getting cucked, for real. If you think about it. Like, you dressed up for this occasion. You put our name on you and then got fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good look. That's for sure not a good look.
And Jeb Large, that is correct. Russell Wilson's mobily cringe. He is the most cringe NFL athlete, period.
Dangerous.
But he won a Super Bowl.
He did. On a rookie deal.
And he should have won two if
and then
Pete
he got
Carroll,
paid.
And he didn't go back. He should have won two if Pete Carroll gave Marshawn Lynch the ball.
Yeah. By the way, I like Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. I'm definitely dismissing him from any conversation revolving being the same tier as Patrick Mahomes.
No, Patrick Mahomes is in his own tier.
I want you guys to look at his scenario too, and you won't, because people like to pretend people are glorified superheroes, because you do it with Jared Goff too. But Joe Burrow's on what type of deal?
Rookie deal.
And he's surrounded by fucking mega athletes at the receiver position
and a good running back.
And a good running back. So we're already seeing now this year. Zach Taylor dismissed it, but my man Higgins thinking about getting traded.
They're not going to be able to pay Chase Higgins and Boyd, not a chance.
Chase going to have to get paid here soon.
Yeah.
They're already talking about paying Burrow here soon.
Yeah, Burrow's going to get 55 M's.
Again, connecting dots. This guy's really good. He's got amazing receivers around him. Look at Tua Tagovailoa before he had amazing receivers around him. Didn't look very good, but with them around him, looked fucking phenomenal. Connect the dots here. Joe Burrow, letting you guys know, the way I call these things, you might be on a little bit of... Might be dismissing from that conversation completely.
Joe Burrow is going to get paid a ridiculous amount of money. It's going to be like 50+ M's. And so is Justin Herbert, and so is Trevor Lawrence.
You know
Those guys are going to get paid so much fucking money. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Well, actually, because the Bengals are like notoriously like cheap.
Cheap, yeah.
Cheap.
Well, they ain't going to be cheap with Joe Burrow, because if they don't pay him, somebody's fucking paying him.
That is honestly the most curious one, or the one I'm most curious to see what goes down. Nicholas Duncan in the World Sports Chat says Mixon's going to be out next year.
Yeah.
If a guy like Bijan's falling, which I don't... I can't call it.
Mixon, he got to do shooting at kids in the street.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever he did.
Fuck, man.
I had Mixon on my fantasy team for a couple years. I mean,
is there any like...
I got Samaje Perine. He was balling when Mixon was out.
That is very true.
Perine.
But if they got Bijan...
Instead you went with Isaiah Crowell.
Stop. Only you know that song.
You should have started.
Only you part of that inside joke.
Dude, that shit is so funny.
Anyway, if they get Bijan, I'll probably back off that Joe Burrow statement I just made. Because they got Bijan, they have him on that 4-year rookie deal, and he can open up things for Joe B.
I mean, they're not going to be able to pay Higgins and Chase.
Well, no, but you're definitely paying Chase.
You're definitely
you got Chase and Bijan. I mean, at least till Bijan has to get read up or traded, situation like that. Is there any more details about the Joe Mixon situation? With him shooting the kids, shooting at the kids.
Someone.
Did he shoot at him?
If it was
Came
him.
out and like brandished. No, he actually shot. I think
Yeah, they were shooting Nerf guns in the street. I don't know if it was him
that shot
or someone in his camp. Like, they shot at the kids that were playing with Nerf guns in the street.
I kind of feel bad for this guy. At the same time, I don't know what to actually make of the whole situation because like his first scenario was kind of fucked because that was the one where the girl dropped the N-bomb or spit on him, called him N-bomb.
Yeah.
And then he did what he did. But still, you don't hit women. I don't care. No excuse.
Yeah.
But
You throw them. Girl spits on me, she's getting tossed. But
yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
spitting back on her.
Nah.
I'm pissing on her.
I would pick her up and move her somewhere else.
Sometimes
But I'm
this out
not.
of context.
I'm not hitting a woman.
You're not just picking her up like that. She'd be smacking the shit out of you. Smacking the shit. You could pick her up and she'd be
grab her
smacking the
arms
fuck
and
out of you.
pick her up and move her somewhere else.
You're right, dude. You soft. She beat the hell out of you.
Yeah. Okay. We ain't talking you and Bruce Lee here, brother.
Hey, I do that to Bruce. I don't have to just pick him up. I'm taking him down. Anyway, what's going on in the Woodward Sports Chat? Lucas. Oh, Lucas going crazy about Joe Burrow. Burrow is fucking elite. Easy, stop it. All right, Lucas.
He is. No, Joe Burrow's elite.
He's
for
good.
Sure.
Joe Burrow's good.
He's an elite quarterback. He's not Patrick Mahomes.
He's not Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is the elite of the elite.
And I promise you, things are changing. I don't get how people can dismiss the situation he's in with the 3 top wide receivers. Like, those are dog-ass wide receivers. T. Higgins could easily go be a number 1 wide receiver somebody else right now.
Yes.
Tyler Boyd, not so much. He's
a slot guy.
for sure number 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jamar Chase.
One of the best slot guys in the league.
Tyler Boyd?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can't deny. But again, I mean, these are common sense things, though. Like, these are, I don't get what people like try to dismiss the logic. And just like Lucas is doing right now, trying to put a cape on him, pretend like he's Superman. This is a team game. Nobody's doing this shit by themselves. Outside of kind of Patrick Mahomes. But even when he lost his offensive lineman and the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, couldn't do it by himself. And that's with Tyree Hill. Like, this year he did it with the healthy offensive line, but who was his receivers? I mean, really, Juju, yeah.
Juju's good, yeah. But
Kadarius Toney sparingly.
Travis Kelce.
Like, Patrick is him because he makes it happen with fucking anybody.
Yeah.
Joe B's got the fucking cream of the crop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear it. They're not in the same conversation. Stop it. Get some help.
No, Joe Burrow's probably 2, but there's a very far drop from 1 to 2.
Yeah. Now I'm letting you guys know too. I could be wrong in this one, but
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. I think he's on his way.
He's on the rise for sure.
He's on his way.
Yeah.
That dude's all cold. How many picks he throw in that playoff game?
4 in the first half.
4 in the first half, yeah.
4 in the first half? And bro, slang them back?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is up there for sure.
It's never happened.
He's on the come up. You throw a couple shekels on Trevor Lawrence to win MVP next year, that's a good value bet.
Actually,
he's like plus 1,200 or something like that.
I might throw some schmeckles on that to happen.
Yeah.
20 schmeckles.
Yeah. What moves do they make this offseason?
14 and a half spooples.
Oh, they're getting
an anime?
No, what?
Oh. They're making a Rick and Morty anime.
But
really? They're getting Calvin Ridley back is what you were going to say.
Yes, that was what I was going to say. I like mangoes.
Hey, bro, mangoes are fire.
FanDuel app.
Yeah, hey, bro, I'm telling you, they're getting Calvin Ridley back. They are going to improve.
That's about it.
They're going to improve their team through the draft. He's just going to get another year of being more confident. Travis Etienne will still be healthy.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, dark horse MVP. It's not even dark horse.
What are the odds right now, JB? Or
I'm pretty sure it's plus 1,200.
For MVP?
Yeah.
I have to double check and look.
Oh, you was just capping. No, I'm giving you.
Let me tell you guys about Big Boy while JB looks that up, because Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy, so catch it while you can until Monday, April 17th. Some favorites like the shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and all new fish sandwich. Don't forget the all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet on Friday nights. So go to your local Big Boy today and satisfy those taste buds.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals.
Certified.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best
7
deals.
days a
They
week.
beat all competitors by $5.
$5.
$5 is the best ad lib in the game. Don't forget to pick up Australian
Over.
Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, Swedish Beauty Lotions, ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. You know where to go. Head over to ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Nice. All Chris's fucking ad libs.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy Jones. My guy Spin Mo Rax.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth. JB Smooth on ones and twos.
I actually do have those odds for you, though, too.
What's Trevor Lawrence at? Plus 1,200?
Plus 1,600.
Woo! Yeah, I'd throw some schmeckles on him.
Who's number
25 schmeckles.
Give us top five.
Top 5.
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is plus 650. Joe Burrow 700. Josh Allen 750. Herbert is 1,000.
I was gonna say he should be in there too.
But yeah, if you throw
Lawrence should be
$100
over him,
on Trevor Lawrence right now, the return is pretty nice.
No Jalen
1,700.
Hurts?
Oh, Jalen Hurts is on here too, but it's plus.
What's Goff at?
Jared
All
Goff.
right, come on. We ain't got enough time
Don't
to
do
scroll
Keep
down
scrolling,
that far.
JB. Keep scrolling.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
we gotta
I found
guess.
it. It's pretty nice.
Go to the next
What is
page.
it? Plus 22?
3,500.
35?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, bro. I'm just saying, I like the Trevor Lawrence. Plus 1,600, man. That's some good odds.
Put 100 down on golf right now. $3,000 return.
Yeah, well, you could just give your $100 to me. I'll give you $3,000.
I wonder
If it
what's like
happens.
the closest he got.
Jared Goff?
Probably 2018.
Yeah.
I want to finish like what, third or something.
In I don't know. Probably.
I mean, he balled that year. He definitely balled that year. But we will be joined by UFC bantamweight coming off a fresh victory this past Saturday shortly.
Gnarly victory.
Yeah, gnarly ass victory. But before we get to that, Chris during break he was bitching about it. He said, I've been putting the notes on my paper all damn week. We have yet to talk about it. Spinny wrote it in here and I almost had a stroke trying to read it. I'm gonna let you introduce this one, Chris.
Which jump? Oh yeah.
Okay.
That is
So-
kinda weird.
Actually, read it on the paper. How Spinny.
I said, which jumping wins of a team this season could the Pistons mirror next year? Do you have the?
Yeah,
the
and I
graphic?
don't know how to make it any more clear. Hopefully,
Yeah.
this graphic is a little more clear. But this is the biggest jumps from last year to this year in the NBA. You had Sacramento plus 18, Oklahoma City plus 16, the Magic plus 12, the Lakers plus 10, and the Knicks plus 10 as well. And if I'm Pistons fans, the one I'm circling is OKC at 16. Because you look at that is also a young team, a rebuilding team that made a jump. Cade, could he make a light SGA jump? He wasn't in my top 40 players to start the season.
Hater.
But
Yeah, dude, you fucking hate
will
it.
he jump to like Shea, which is like top 10? Probably not. But he could easily jump to a top 20 player next year, fully healthy and unleashed. And then also Casey not closing with Corey Joseph adds like 4 wins.
Yes.
So that's another 4 wins there.
That is true.
But also free agency money, all the things we've talked about, draft capital, young
coach.
internal growth, new coach, all of that. I think that 16 wins is a very realistic improvement and should be at the bare minimum. That'd put them at 33 wins, which Spencer and I talked about. 35 should be the threshold. So expecting 16 to 18 wins sounds crazy, but it's really not when you start to do all the math.
For sure.
Yeah, you factor in Cade, and then you have another first-round pick on top of that. I mean, something's definitely popping at that point. And I'd say it's popping, just like my man Rob Font is. Man, popping heads winning $50,000.
$50K,
his
bro.
first fight as a father,
That
bro.
dad strength knockout,
That's
man.
that dad
I got
strength
up
for
out my seat. I was like, let's go.
That was in my car.
That shit was
I
hype.
could pull up from a boy's house. And I was like, oh! I think I might hit a horn. I don't know.
That shit was dope.
I had to say that. That's one of those ones where, like, once it's on, you can't. You know, I'm not walking in the house. I'm
yeah.
finishing this fight. From
And
the
I said he brought that bitch from his knee.
Let's talk to him. Let's talk to him how he got it done. We got Rob?
Yes.
What up, though,
Yes,
man?
sir.
Boys, what's up, boys?
What up, man? Oh, you healing up fast.
Let's go.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I feel great. I just got back from Tampa, Florida this morning, so I'm just, feeling relaxed, all smiles right now.
As it should be, man. That was a vicious knockout, man. I love to see that. Like I said, you brought that thing up from the floor. Just what was going through your mind when it happened? Like how did you celebrate? Obviously, you got the newborn now, so.
Yeah, man. So I obviously during the fight, the first, I would say, like, first minute, I was kind of feeling him out. He felt quick, he felt fast, but he felt small, and then it was like, all right, this is not to get hit with anything big. He caught me with a couple of shots, but nothing too crazy. And then let's just make sure we close that gap. And then I wanted to get a little focus to him and kind of tie him up a little bit more to kind of slow him down a little bit, but he was fast, so I just kept grabbing his head. And then I think I did it one time. The second time I did, I just had a full like grip on it, and I just let loose that uppercut, and then from there it was over, man. I just turned it up, man. I went from like Super Saiyan, man. I just turned it up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, see, he was hurt. I felt him wobble. He was looking at me like it was like one of those like, oh yeah, like, here we go, I got him. And then I just had to stay long. I kept the straight punches going, and then I started kind of looping uppercuts and overhands over a little bit. And then we kind of got back into that kind of exchange where he's throwing, where I'm trying to close the gap by grabbing him, and he threw a combination. I kind of slipped a punch, and I just, like you said, from my knee, I just brought it up and just let it go. And it was over, man. And even then, I felt his eyes just roll back. When he fell back, I had to make sure I checked his legs, make sure he couldn't kick me off. And I just landed another big right hand. His eyes rolled again, and I was like, all right, this is over. I almost felt like the ref should have stopped it earlier, and I just kept hammer fisting with the left hand, and then we got him out of there, man. It was great. The arena was crazy. The arena exploded, man. That place was sold out, so that felt good. I haven't felt that in a while, man. And then obviously had the team, the family, baby girl was there, so it was a great time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, it's got to be electric because that whole night was just it was just one of those cards, man. That everything like felt special, like from your fight. And then to
the Gaslam fight. Like,
the Gaslam fight, yeah, that's we got things popping too, for real, yeah. But in the main card, obviously, I mean, you got $50K, man.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Bonus, man. So it's kind of like I can say, like it was meant. Like I said, it's easy to say now, like after I won and all that. But like when we was up there on the stage, the wings, like I told them, listen, this is gonna be a final night, man. Like just write the check now. This is where it's gonna be, and you can feel the energy when we fought, like. Everything was cool. Even like the Poirier Montreal fight was cool. Like obviously Eazy did a show, but you could feel the whole shift in energy when we went in there. And like I said, I'm gonna let them know early that like this is my cage. Like you're messing up, man. Like you over here, like you definitely overlooking me. You over here talking about Sean O'Malley before you even fighting me, which doesn't even make sense. Like that call out doesn't make sense at all. It was just straight clout chasing because it was like. Even if he won, there's no way he's fighting Sean O'Malley. So like that's like,
yeah,
like it just doesn't make sense. It's like you just wasting breath. Like I'm assuming because he's a little younger and there's a camera in his face and you got a mic and phone in his face. You gotta say something cool. But then I'm like, he's not even that young. He's 30 years old. So I'm like, I can't even give it to that. Like I just say he just overlooked me. And it was just a huge mistake on his part. We made him pay, man. Like I was quiet. Yeah. I was quiet this whole like build up. I kept getting videos and everything sent to me how much he was talking. I was gonna beat my ass. This knocked me out over here, looking past me, talking about championships and all that, which I guess it makes sense. That's what we all want. But it was kind of like I don't really don't understand where he's getting his confidence from. Like he's especially obviously he's winning, but he's doing his thing and he's winning. Maybe it's the bonuses and all that, but he's like. But then you got to break down who he's winning against, and you got to watch fighting, and you got to see the last two fights he's fought. He's even these fights even in the UFC anymore. You know,
I was
not
about to say
alone
that.
ranked or like in the top 5 or anything like that. So it's kind of like I guess you have to be, obviously you got to be confident, but like this kid's a little overconfident. So it was kind of like, all right, let's play it up. Like let's just stay quiet, sell him as hard as we can, make him seem like this big bad monster. Buy into the narrative the UFC's pushing, buy into the narrative he's obviously pushing, and then it was like, let's just kind of like keep this little secret to ourselves because we're gonna hurt this kid. And again, I know it's easier said than done. Like after I won, but like you saw, there was never a point where it was like, wow, he's amazing. It was like, no, it's just a matter of time. The moment I heard him, it was done. Like there was no chance he was coming back from that fight. So it was great, man. It was a good night, and it just felt great to be back. You know, I needed that year off. Those 2 losses were tough. Like I got banged up in those 2 losses, and it felt like the Aldo fight, I got beat, and the Cheeto fight, I felt like I got beat up. You know, and it was kind of like, all right, I gotta take my time. Took your time, had my baby girl, and then got back in, man. It just like Adrian caught the wrong Rob Font.
You spoke about him wanting to call out Sean O'Malley. You obviously already ranked top 10, and you know the division's kind of like stagnant at this point, waiting for what's going on with Aldo or if Henry's coming back.
Yeah.
What are your plans, or not even plans? Like what is the goal for you now that they already tried to feed you an up and comer and you slept them? What are you going to do after that?
So I definitely don't want to do that again. You know, I don't want to fight backwards again. I don't want to fight another up and comer. I want to obviously fight forward. You know, obviously Peter Yan's coming off a loss, so that'll be a great fight, ex-champion. I thought that Davison Figueiredo fight would make sense, but I'm hearing he's staying at 25. So like I figured that'd be I know he wanted to come up to 35. He had a big name, ex-champion. So I would love to get another big name, or obviously a guy that's ahead of me in the ranking. So it's tricky because it's kind of thinking, obviously you got Henry in the champ fight, and then you have O'Malley, which he's smart. He's going to sit out. Why would he fight anybody?
Yeah.
But you know, then
especially after that Colby stuff too.
You know, exactly. So he's in a good spot. He's there. You know, then you have Corey and Marab. It seems like that fight might happen, but there's no guarantee. That could be something my name could be in the mix as well. But it seems like that's where it's kind of heading. And the same thing with Peter Yan and Cheeto. It seems like they could make that fight happen, or I'm in that mix too. But it's kind of like it's more of a wait and see, you know. So I figured that Davison Figueiredo makes sense, but he's staying at 25. Definitely don't want to fight backwards. I'm not trying to fight another up and comer or anybody behind me. So like, you know, we'll see how this shakes out. I'll be patient. I'm not in a rush. We got paid last weekend, so we were cool. We can wait a little while. And like just chill out, recover, get back to the gym, just get better. Because no matter who they throw in front of me, it's gonna be a tough fight. So I need to step up. I need to get better, and I need to make another statement like I did last Saturday.
I'll tell you what, selfishly, you versus Cheeto, man, that would be electricity. That would be something I'd love to see. Or Peter Yan, like that. Both of those would be crazy, man.
Like I know they're not too like big on doing rematches unless it's for like a belt. And then, you know, so I think the Peter Yan fight probably would make more sense like now. But he's also coming off of it's like 4 in a row, so it's kind of like he has the name, but it's 4 in a row. You know, it's kind of like
yeah,
I don't know, you know. So, but then you had Cheeto who's coming off of, and obviously the rematch
coming off
great.
A loss though.
One loss, but it's only one, you know. So I think ideally you do the Cheeto fight, you know. So, but it's I can say all that, and then I can get next to the Corey Tanner, and then it's like, all right, well, not even makes sense. Let's just go, you know. So it's and I heard Morale might be injured or something like that too. So it's gonna be the only thing that sucks is like when you're in like the top 5, there's only a certain amount of fight that makes sense. So you're fighting the number 12 guy again, you know, which is part of the business. I get it. You know, when I fought Marlon Moraes, he was ranked number 3 and I was ranked 11. So that's part of the business, and I've done it before, and I did it, and I kind of, I guess, paid it back, you know, for Adrian. But it's like I don't want to keep doing that, you know.
Yeah. Selfishly for me, I want one of those names that's gonna get you a title shot. I mean, just like you said, like Yan or Marab would be the ones for me. But we got to go to break real quick. You mind if we hold you through break and come back? I want to talk about the YouTube channel because I want to see what you spend that $50K on. I want you vlog that. I want you vlog that. All right, Speed, tell us about SMA.
All right, we'll be right back with more Rob Font, but let me tell you about SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency, because the Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. So if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
You guys know what it is. It's WoodwardSports.com. We have the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, your man, spin more racks. We're also joined by UFC bantamweight. It's going to soon to be top 5. They need to update the rankings.
Easy.
Top 5.
Top 5 for sure.
Rob Font. But I know you've been doing some you're YouTubing on your own channel now. What do you go? You gonna spend some of that money on the YouTube channel? You gonna do something sweet, or what we got going on, man?
I gotta figure something out. I got a decent camera, decent mic, but I guess I gotta step it up a little bit more with the production. So I gotta maybe find an editor, find a videographer to kind of just follow me around a little bit more and put out a lot more content, but like high quality content. So, but it's been cool, man. We've been working. It's been busy with it. Obviously, you couldn't get too much going with it, but I've been working with it and I've been learning. I partnered up with my boy Mike Owens. We're doing a weekly kind of like fight breakdown of whatever fight card is upcoming that week, and it's been pretty cool, man. It's the Font forecast, so we kind of like I play the weatherman and try to predict what how these fights are gonna play out, and I've been decent so far. So. Yeah, make sure you check it out. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for more.
I've been noticing actually, like everybody, cause even Pereira has a YouTube channel now. It came out of the blue. Like, I last time I seen him, he's looking at Izzy's YouTube channel, and be like, this guy. Now he's out there like, make sure you like and subscribe.
Izzy, man, he knows how to do it, man. His vlogs and YouTube channel is smooth, man. He gets it done right, and I say that because I saw his video. He basically got embedded following him around the whole time. So like, he definitely invested in his camera and the team he's working with. So I gotta like step it up a little bit.
Shoot, anybody listening to Woodward Sports Chat? Hey, you know how to edit, know how to film? Yeah. Hit my guy up. Shoot, why not?
There you go, man. Hey man, slide in the DMs. Let me know. I definitely need that help. I'm coachable too. So I listen.
Yeah, and you'll definitely learn, because if you don't, he'll beat your ass. You know what I'm saying?
You better get his shit right, or he'll come after you. I had a couple people from the Woodward Sports Chat, like the family, hit me up after the fight, and they were talking about that Rob Font jab, because they, John said it a couple times, DC said it a couple times. You saw it through the whole fight, just snapping the head back every time. So I just want to get like your insight on like how you feel that out and how you get to just clean down the pipe, because it's not a touch. It's not an Izzy jab. It's not a touch jab. Like, that jab's coming to do some damage.
Well, it's a good question, too, because we just talked about how Nate rocked Leon and didn't like pursue it after.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of like, it's like that old school kind of mentality where like the old school boxers, they don't really want to like feel any punch out. They want you to kind of like hurt you with every shot. With MMA, we get to like kind of like, that kind of like Muay Thai check where you kind of get to lift your leg up. So the combination of my leg dropping, me going forward, and I have pretty big hands, like, and all that kind of like rotating, like I hurt guys. I kind of noticed it like younger when I first started doing this. We would slap box a lot, and and I would just only thing I would land with was the like my lead hand. That's the only thing I could land, and it was like a little bit of like still knew that I didn't really want to let my rear hand go, but the only thing I consistently landed was that lead hand. And then once I started kind of sparring and you did the same thing, you got to the point where like, all right, bro, you got to throw something else besides that. And I finally got more confidence to start letting loose on everything else. But it's just one of the things I was so accurate with, developed it, and I started getting creative with it, and I just slowly kept figuring out how to make it a heavy punch, make it a cross, and trying to make it feel like you got hit by a cross with my jab, and try to be quick, try to be stiff. I mean, also trying to end every combination with that jab. If you notice, every time I kind of do anything, I would stick that jab back out, or at least grab his head and get control and kind of keep him at bay. So there's I have a lot of fun with the jab. I get inspired. I try to figure out as many different ways to throw it, and then if I can start with it, end with it, and somehow figure out how to throw it in between a combination, I'm going to do it. So. And I'm telling everybody that the jab's coming. It's just one of those things that like you won't be able to stop it. It's just that fluid. It's that accurate, and it's that loose.
Hell yeah.
What was it like being there for that moment Eazy gave us on Saturday night after having your own like knockout that you had? Like, were you still in the moment in the zone from yours, or were you able to like sit down and experience that one too?
He's a cool dude, man. We actually shared the locker room. He came in and Christian was in the same locker room as well, and he had his music on, and as he left, he obviously left with the fight. He obviously took his speaker and all that, and Eazy just threw his stuff on him. He came from jams too, so he threw some old school shit, some new school, some rock, and he set a tone. And it was kind of like it was all right. It's like, see, I don't know, it was weird. He just set a different tone for me before I walked out, and then so obviously I walk out, I do my thing, and I get back, and I'm watching him. It's like his whole thing, like he's just a smooth dude, bro. Like he walk out, enters everything he does when he gets the mic. Like it's all like just loose, it's fluid. He's just having fun with it, and it's like, and like to then obviously get the W the way he did, man. Like I was just so proud of him, so happy for him, and I felt bad. I even kind of picked against him too. I didn't think he would win, man. I saw him. And I'm like, damn, I feel like a dickhead, you know? I'm like I was kind of like, and I'm just watching him. Like, no, this guy, I instantly wanted to change that opinion quick because he's just too clean, he's too smooth, he's just too relaxed. He's in his vibe. He's doing what he wants to do. You know, and then you see when he goes out there, he's doing whatever he wants to do. He does it, and like that's a dangerous guy. That's a comfortable dude, and to get that the way he, to go through it, and like. Some people were saying this is a mental fight. I'm telling you, man, he was just chilling back there. Like it was another day. Like there was nothing going on. Like he was chill. We were jamming. He had his everybody with him. Like it was just a good vibe. And goes out there, and I could see how he looked so comfortable out there. How he was coming out saying that after the first round, he was like, "Oh, that felt fast," because like I saw how relaxed he was. It was like it was pretty cool to see. And then obviously. Go out there, beat the boogeyman the way he did, and finish him. And
the Sully after was nasty, man. The 3 arrows.
He pulled out.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, and then like he got a little crazy with the whole falling down.
That was wow.
That's what he does. It's kind of like, all right, maybe I'm gonna chill with that, but that's what he does, and then goes out, tears up Miami. Like he's a rock star, man. Like I feel like I picked up a lot from him, like just watching him. Like I would love to get out there and train with him. Like I was just so happy for him.
Rob, man, I appreciate you joining us.
I just wanted to get a quick one in before we let you go, because like you're talking about the atmosphere there, and like obviously that was Jorge's last fight. He left down the gloves in the home state. I've told people every time we talk about this, like a live UFC event is like nothing else. The atmosphere in there, like I was in Anaheim when I saw Nate fight Anthony Pettis, and that was like crazy atmosphere. Like what kind of atmosphere was it like with Jorge fighting in Miami like that?
Bro, like he owns that city. Then they all came out, man. They came out for him, man. And then not even that, like it was so many stars out there. It was crazy. When I walked out, I saw Kid Rock was there. The guy from Yellowstone was there.
Trump was there.
I'm sitting there looking at Trump, like, all right, what's up? Let's go. Like this is crazy. Like the place was packed. From the top floor to the bottom. The energy was insane. The lights, it felt hot. Like it was just bumping. Like it was crazy, man. Like you can feel, like every time I hit Adrian, you can feel the place just erupt, and like the canvas kind of almost like rattles a little bit, and like, man. So like, and then it only got even crazier when Eazy got out there. So it was a great time. Miami's a great city. I'm glad they finally went back. It's a beautiful city. Like the weather was awesome all week. We're just hanging out. Then after that, it doesn't close. So, I didn't necessarily go out if I wanted to. We could have did whatever we wanted to whatever, and like it's a great time, man. And like there's no better feeling than like, especially knocking somebody out. But there's no better feeling than fighting from a crowd like that, an educated crowd like that too, that's been around and I haven't done that since 2019, since DC, since the Ricky Simone fight, and it wasn't popping like that. So I was happy I got put on that card.
I can't imagine like you said, obviously knocking somebody out was like, oh yeah, like I'm that nerd
in front of all those.
But
people.
Yeah, in front of all the people. Oh my gosh,
feeling
man.
that energy.
And it's like it's crazy because just that look like, whoa, like did that just happen? Everybody gives you that look, like, and then they just start screaming and like, and then like
you get the Joe reaction where he's like grabbing everybody and shit.
It was good. Then obviously I get to celebrate with the team. Like it was good, man. It was a good time.
Hell yeah.
Hey man, thank you for joining the show. We gotta get this again podcast version, but shout out your YouTube channel before we let you go, man. Everything you got going on.
Yeah, guys, listen, man. It's the Font Forecast. Please check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in Rob Font, you'll find it. Stay tuned. We'll be dropping a weekly episode every week. And shout out to Mike Owens, my boy. And thank you guys for having me on. And anytime you want, man, he's back. I'd love to jump on as much as possible.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you. And if you're in the city, man, you know you got a home here.
Yeah, hell
we
yeah.
show you what's good to eat. No, he's not cutting away. We got you.
Thanks, Lance. I'll be there, bro.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you,
brother.
man.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That shit gets me juiced up, but we got to get out of here. We gave you a little overtime.
Citron energy.
That'll do it for us today. We appreciate you all tapping in. For the man to my left, the one and only Speak Easy, Chris Platty in the TD booth, JB Smooth on the ones and twos, the future top 5 bantamweight in the UFC division, Rob Font. I am Spencer Raxter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Nastiest jab in the game.